Always forget something. Gotta open up stream labels real quick. Sure it's updated. Get to update because there we go. Should be updated now. First of all, I gotta say thank you, Gaming Wupple, for following me. I welcome you to the Dragonfly Den Guild. I'll say feature screen, something like that. Let's get started. I totally did not watch my previous part to get reacquainted with what's happening here. It's probably fine. Yes, it's not helping right now. There's a runaway room. It's the Phoenix Wright Omnibus. The jury is angry and way too quick to judge. That's 4 out of 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict. There are only 2 left. Had it! Every time I press these witnesses for more information, I just make the situation worse. Yeah, that was something I was actually wondering about. Like, I assumed going in, like, that the, jury system was just going to be, like, a bit of, like, a fun presentation, but I'm wondering if, like, the jury system is going to be Great Ace Attorney's way of punishing people who love to press too much. That'd be funny, but I'd be kind of upset. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose I'll just have to keep pressing witnesses, knowing that more sparks may well fly. But let's give out hope they'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But... alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again. As I heard the scream, I stopped my bus, and then I saw it too. Hold it! Keep holding it. Drop in a kind of awkward point. I really should remind myself that, no, I can't do whatever I'm trying to do in less than 10 minutes. What exactly did you see? Oh, well, sir, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was. On the floor? And by the passenger, obviously you're referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker. And the other passenger had that knife in his head, like that. By the other passenger, obviously you're referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded. Wasn't that knife stuck in the body? And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly. What? Look, I can't get my Renosuke croak right. My lord, I wish to speak! Yes, sir, number 5. I take it that you too. As a master of the London Guild of Coachmen, a deal of a murder being committed in one of the state's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. Again, impartiality! It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. You haven't heard all the facts! But I've heard enough now. The horse is bolted, as they say. No, please, just keep an open mind a little look. Gee up now, Silver Blaze! The finish is in sight! Beppo is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir. Ugh, this is too unkind, sir. Which now means that 5 jurors agreed to condemn this man. Well, Lee's the only one. I don't even think she's really paying attention. Madam Juror number 6. Yes, dear. What can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know. Damn it. Kind of wondering. Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leading? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I
I always go to the park around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting.
She will patiently wait for 25 testimonies to finish her knitting, and then she will decide.
There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. Gentleman donated to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have been in to take another man's life.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right. A man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Rather, maybe go to the McGill Public Library later and borrow some more books? How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of a man Magnus McGilded really is? What kind of a man is he? A philanthropist, Magnus McGilded has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. Why doesn't he just buy all the problems away? But where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls. Shylock?
What? Stone the crows!
McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. On the default, he takes possession of everything they own. Sorry, I'm looking up Shylock. Shylock is a well, I hit to find Shylock on Google, and Shylock is a fictional character in William Shakespeare's play The Merchant of Venice. Oh wait, here we go. What's being a Shylock mean? A relentless and revengeful moneylender in Shakespeare's Merchant of Venice. A hard-hearted moneylender. So yeah, he's basically calling him a loan shark. Got it. And the default, he takes possession of everything they own. He's a vulture that preys on the weak.
I've never heard any mention of that before.
Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So has this thought not crossed your mind? Would a man wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? That's a leading question! I want to say that's a leading question! He's a philanthropist! He likes to cavort with the people! Come on! Possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service?
You're not saying that...
The victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name, save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious! The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house, yet not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, this pitiful soul had the very last thing he owed taken from him. His life. Oh boy, hold on. By the merciless philanthropist pretender, Magnus McGilded.
I don't believe it!
If I might add something briefly, Mr. Sato? You claim that the victim had been lent money by Mr. McGilded. Where's the evidence to support your claim? This is all kind of coming out of nowhere. Well, no. He's partaking. He's partaking in the blood, which is the totally not grape juice because it is blood. Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hallowed chalice in the court of law. Aha! There it is! Lord Van Ziek's hallowed chalice! What? And this be considered acceptable? Welcome to Ace Attorney, Mr. Ryunosuke! But I find myself in unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from the Far East could show great courage. I didn't expect to experience it myself. Ah! Sir, Van Zieks, I think you're engaging in Orientalism?
As judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job.
What a pity that your display of courage is in vain. This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh!
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence. And pray forgive the discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to Mag East at the same time.
Marvelous toast, Counsel. I'll gladly accept this new evidence.
There's ledger, catalog of people who had borrowed money from the defendant at a high rate of interest. Includes the victim who owed 20 guineas.
Ah yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum.
And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense. Oop. Oh. I want to take a closer look at that ledger. Portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry. Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside? Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Or from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder. I assure you will not find Mr. Sholmes' name inside. Well, let's see what we find. Chicken scratch. Oh. On the outside, at least. Their name on here. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're probably not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off. Ah, goodness! What is it? Look at this! Do you see the name here? Bruce Fairplay. Hey! Did they mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually. Come on! Come on, Ryunosuke! Bruce Fairplay, the one that's testifying at this very moment. Oh yes, of course, the banker! Why is his name in here? Ah, he brought 20 guineas, did he? Look, the remaining day is fast approaching. Well, this is just a coincidence, of course. This could be very useful information. One of the defendants listed there is Bruce Fairplay, who have been due to repay his loan imminently. Interesting. No, I don't think there's any different names or anything to see here. Did I ever examine the NIF? I examined the Phoenix Wright Omnibus, I remember, but that part is the sheaf, isn't it? You're alright, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, sorry, yes! I just don't really like blades. Oh. Those don't seem like the words of a man with a large katana slung from his waist. It was my not blood brother's blade! That's an exception! That's not blade, that's a Kazuma's— That's Kazuma's soul! It's his very soul. I need to take on his mantle. Even as the headband attached to it, it may not be fluttering in the wind where there's no wind anymore, but it does work in my heart. Hello there, Leah. How are you? Hope you're doing well today. Anyway, there's no sense in delaying it. Let's see what the blade looks like. Oh. That looks a lot like blood. It surely is blood. The victim's. An Englishman's blood looks a lot like a Japanese man's blood. Blood is blood, man. Blood is blood. Do you think it wouldn't? Maybe you thought it'd be bluer. Sorry, it's just that we've only just arrived here in Great Britain. I get a little hard to adjust. Yes, I do understand. That sure is a nip with some blood on it. W! Willy Wonka! Or maybe it's an M from Upside Down. Could be either. I don't know. I don't know. I put up that meme for a reason. An ornate letter M. Undeniably, Mr. Magnus McGilda's initial. You've the two. It must be very valuable, I should think. Ah! What is it? Look at this M! You turn it upside down. Ryanosuke, please. Ryanosuke, please. You're upside down because of W. This could change everything. W. Yes, this is one of those, you know, turnabout cases. There might be turnabouts in this series about turnabouts. I'm sure of it. I'm afraid I don't know at all. Well, I am sure of it that this is an M. Oh, well, that idea was quickly quashed. How do you know? You haven't met anyone with a W in their name yet. Surely there's still a chance. I don't think so. Did I ever examine? I don't think I examined anything but the bus. Phoenix Wright Omnibus. Very important distinction. It's definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London. Well, nothing will come of grumbling now. No. By the way, is Mr. McGillet right-handed? Yes, I believe so. Throwing with a coin in his right hand a little earlier. Flipped it right into our eye. Ha! Pity. If only he'd been left-handed. I think blood in either glove would be fairly incriminating, really. Speaking of the other glove. Nope, nothing. Clean. Alright. Right, back to the old lady.
Well, it would seem I've had the wool pull over my eye.
She definitely seems like she's about to ring the guilty verdict. She's our last holdout! Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused.
Such a pretty little part, too! What a scoundrel!
No! No! What happens if they all hit... What happens if they all hit guilty and...
Still... Maybe it's all for the best. Ah! Wait a minute! Let's think about this a little more before... I'll stand for nonsense!
Well... Moment of truth, is this just a fancy presentation, or is this an actual gameplay mechanic I should be concerned about? That was it. Last juror's decision. Barely even out of the first testimony! Come on, people! According to this encyclopedia of British law, all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty. Her proceedings are suspended. The presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here.
Final verdict.
Over then. Oh. There's a footnote, though. A footnote? However, the defense... Hey! I'm listening here!
All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case.
Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision.
According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections.
Yes! I have a major objection! Sal, just tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. But knowing your encyclopedia of British law. However, the defense... What did it say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. And all members of the jury have concluded the defendant is guilty. The proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the... We know this already! Get to the part I want to know! What note says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. Summation examination?
Objection!
Hey! No, you can't judge to that! Summation examination. From which century has that tome you have there been resurrected? Wouldn't you know, Vampire Man? Ah. Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. I recognize it well. I was reading it last time I took the court. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, and certainly no longer practiced. So you're out of luck. Oh. What even is it, Miss Susato? The so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment and I'll read about it. You demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails. We're kind of bluffing our ass right now. That's kind of what we do here. Typical Nipponese. Alright, Mr. Naruhodo, I think I understand. Because under this procedure, we'd be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what exactly? Appeal to them to change their leaning or reverse their decisions. It says here that if successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed. Make them reverse their decisions.
Yes, in times gone by, baristas would use a summation examination to examine the... In times gone by, baristas would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decision. But that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really. But rather fell out of use.
Wonder why? Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try in this day and age.
Good. No self-respecting defense barrister, huh? I'm on the case.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked. What are you suggesting? I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
We have literally no other recourse. Let's do this.
Summation examination. Our last possible option. We assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat.
Our last possible defense? Nah.
Naruhodo, are you sure that's the right decision?
You heard what the judge and prosecutor said. It's an antiquated procedure. It's history. Just like that vampire on the other side of the gallery. We barely know our way around the law that's in use today. Well, but we have a pulling it off.
God damn it, Naruhodo, I will throw you. That's what we don't know can work to our advantage.
Alright?
In any case, there's really only one course of action available to us here. What we can't afford to do is allow this trial to end. We don't know can work to our advantage.
It's okay, as long as we're stupid.
You're right, Mrs. Sal. Let's bring this antiquated procedure back into the present day.
The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried, much like all the people whose blood I drank.
Objection!
If it's our right, it's our right! I believe we could prove violent in this trial. The defense's position is perfectly valid. Court will proceed with the summation examination.
This is madness.
Woman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready?
Well, I'm not, there was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so...
All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
What grounds?
You must all justify your decision and explain why you believe the defendant to be guilty.
Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before.
I don't really hold with all this justifying lark.
It seems to have thrown the jurors off.
Are you all trying to get this jury? Are you all trying to get this trial concluded now? What the hell? I expected like one or two of you, but like all of you?
Seems none of them have experienced this before.
Alright then, summation examination.
Defense procedure no practicing lawyers attempted for years, is it? Just maybe... might be the opportunity we've been looking for. Turn this trial around!
So be it then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you. State the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of this most serious crime. Judicial findings! Ooh. A new way to testify. Jurors' contentions. There's no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. Full of passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
You stuck the chap next to it just like this! Brazen, I must say! Absolutely brazen!
I don't like that look in your eye, man. Why do people still let you have the knife and cord? They're like, oh yeah, no, we totally don't want you to do a judicial examination, but just let a juror play with a knife, sure. Cool.
I've simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn logical conclusions.
You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years, huh?
Scoundrels stabbing that poor man on the floor! You beggars believe!
Ma'am. So I wish I hadn't pushed for this now. Well, the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. Let's do everything I can with them. And use some very persuasive language. Are we going to need very colorful language, too? Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. Going to my book, that's not quite how it works. Oh? I was going to have to flood their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant. Fortunately, since the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says. But then... They've reached conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. These will sound like excuses. In fact, they could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become. That sounds more like psychology than law. What on earth am I supposed to do? Oh dear, I'm just saying what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo. Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then? Well, from what I can understand, key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments. What do you mean? When the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected as members of the public, they may appear to present a united front, but the truth is, they're complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together. And that's the way it breaks them down, you mean? Yes, exactly. Let's listen very carefully what each member of the jury says. See if we can identify any contradictory statements. Then we can contrast statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other. Ooh. Huh. So not quite the typical testimony. Not quite the typical testimony way we're doing things, huh? I see. So there's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination. Oh, yes, I suppose you're right. It is regular cross-examination. We'll see. We'll find out. Any contradictions in their statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Alright, I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off!
When we start proceedings, counsel, we'll ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord! What? Why am I up here? Certainly, a testimony suggests the victim and Mr. McGill were alone inside the carriage. Precisely my point. But, could there be some other explanation? Something we haven't considered yet. As he's doing the Kazuma Sogi, one fist on the sand. He really is becoming more like Kazuma. Such as... perhaps that's something we could, all work out together now? No, listen here! Maybe we don't know how things work around here because you're from foreign climes. Oh.
but we're here to form our opinions as individuals, and I have.
Ugh.
Oh dear, he doesn't appear to be in the mood to consider an alternative point of view, does he? No, I'm going to have to pit the jurors against one another. Like Susao said. Susan said. Any contradictions in these six people's assertions is the only way I'm going to succeed. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence.
Hold it!
His ability to recall his takings that night really tells us how trustworthy the man is. I manage all his lordship's cash affairs, so I'm very particular when it comes to accounts. I see. A single penny can mean the difference between life and death, after all, can't it? Can it? That's a saying in your country? My point is, the man who minds his figures is the man you can trust. Those of us in service would swear to that, sir. Does that bench really need any more polishing? So the good driver says that he saw Mr. McGilden in the act. I don't doubt him. The only task left to do today is disposing of the rubbish. Anna, wait a minute. The other jurors mentioned something about money, I think. Are we really gonna needle them about how much money it costs to take the omnibus? That'll be a very good time to listen carefully to the jurors' statements again, Mr. Naruhodo. You notice an inconsistency in what 2 different jurors are saying. I should expose them for pitting them against each other. Yes, let's see if I can do just that. He stuck shot next to him just like this! Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen!
Hold it!
Sir, I don't like that look in your eye.
Careful! You can hurt somebody with that! You're fine with the talk. Why's that sword hanging from your waist, huh?
Oh no, that's just my battered soul!
Anyway, I despise being with too much money.
That's not impartiality!
They're all the same. I'll stab some brickmaker they're behind the scenes. You mark my words.
That seems very unlikely, doesn't it?
Are you mad, man? We know that small showy is a Ron shark.
Yes, that does seem to be the case. He's a Ron Shylock! He's taken all his people for a ride! My defendant is guilty! My client is still guilty, God! Sir, hold on, please! Be careful what you say!
He's been trying to squeeze money out of us less fortunate as far as I'm concerned. This is guilty as sin! The man can hang! I can't get my nephew!
Come on, King Arthur, you can do it!
What do you think of it?
Did one of the other jurors have something to say about the defendant's underhand activities? Tell something, Mr. Naruto. Don't let go. Test your theory. Did the 2 jurors whose statements seem contradictory against each other? What time might the president use? I must use my triangle button that I have in the 1900s to pit them against each other. I must press my triangle button now.
I'll never get anywhere.
I've simply typed and cleared all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
Hold it!
What have you been doing all this time? What have you been doing all this time? There. Wait, you want? What do they call those people who, like, type out everything that's said in a court case? Not receptionist, what do they call them again? There's like a name for that sort of profession, but I don't remember what. Court reporter? I don't remember. I should have thought it was obvious. Recording everything that takes place as part of these proceedings. And what have you learned from that? For example, at this moment in time, the judge has used the scalpel 11 times until the prosecution has stored this race of the
prosecuted the story derisively at your remarks 7 times in total. And I might add, each time you have gawked like a simpleton.
Thank you.
What's the point exactly? Anyway, ma'am, are you able to explain why you think the defendant is guilty? That's the conclusion I've drawn using to resolve the copious notes I have typed. Clearly, I'm asking you to explain why you've drawn that conclusion. Please don't distract me, it makes me extremely hard to concentrate on my note-keeping.
This is going nowhere.
You trust the guild. Very fair, this is our mile. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
4 pence, you say?
How much it costs to take the omnibus?
That's right. As a guild master, I decided to set a policy for all travelers across the city. One fare no matter which bus you take or how far you're going. We have to compete with the rise of the motor car, you see. Us coachmen have to make a stand together.
Motor cars, you say? Motor cars? That's just a fad. It'll never last.
Yes, this murder on one of our buses is extremely damaging to our cause. It's beyond the pale. It'll lead to a decline in passengers, you mark my words. It's all that rascal's fault. He has to pay.
I've been wondering for a little while, sir, what's in that flask you've got there?
This is the kind of buses he's more worried about.
Anyway, every member of my guild is reliable and trustworthy. The driver says he saw him do it. That fool in the dock is as guilty as sin.
Scoundrel stabbing that poor man on the floor! It beggars belief! Hold it!
I really think you should stop waving that needle around.
You heard what the good coachman said before, didn't you? That hideous man stabbed the poor fellow! Just like this!
Yes, that is what you said, you're right.
The Gilded Park is such a lovely little place, too. I've always enjoyed resting my legs there while I get on with my knitting. I thought that anyone who donated such a delightful place must be a fine fellow indeed. I suppose I was wrong. Oh, but fines on miserable, murdering money without a scrap of remorse! Oh, help. This sure can be that he's guilty now.
Well, Lily certainly seems to know her mind, doesn't she? So we just need to find 2 jurors with contradictory statements and pit them... Oh, wait. So we just need to find 2 jurors with contradictory statements and pit them against each other. Just so much easier said than done. Are you reading my mind? Is that perhaps what you were just thinking? Maybe you really are Maya's ancestor.
How'd you know?
Well, I took the liberty of doing some research in case you happen to find yourself in just such a situation. Can I read you what I found out? It's a little long, I'm afraid. No! I can do this! I have to rely on advice right from the start. How will I get on later? Oh. No! I need to work this out for myself now. Are you just going to... Are you going to be my ventriloquist actor? I will be your dummy, Susato. Is that perhaps what you were just thinking?
How'd you know?
Well, that's what I've had to. It's most admirable, Mr. Naruhodo.
I know what I have to do. Let's listen to those assertions one more time.
Alright, let's see what pitting does exactly. Let's see how pitting works. Fares totaling 20 pence, but according to the guildmaster here, prices haven't been raised above 4 pence for years, which is interesting because there were only 4. Did they really expect you? Did they expect you to do math for this? I guess they were like, hey, they're talking about money. You should pit them against each other because money talk. But in the end, essentially, they're like, hey, do you know math?
Objection.
Those 2 statements clearly contradict each other.
Drew, explain yourself, Consul.
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear it's Silverblaze's name and name! I haven't the first idea what you're talking about!
According to the group testimony we've heard so far... Oh, we're getting the title theme here? There were 4 passengers from the omnibus in the name question. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pesos in fares. Quite right. I have those precise details neatly here in front of me. Jury number 5 also shows the following. Fare for the omnibus. It's always 4 pence.
That it is. A very convenient single price. Just the way London's carriages should be operated.
But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man, why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication... Oh no, he knows how to do math! He knows 5 times 4. Ah, it would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I say, it doesn't add up. Figures are different. 4 pence, in fact. Precisely 1 person's fare.
1 person's fare?
Yes! In other words, on the omnibus at night, distinctly possible, there was another passenger we've heard nothing about!
Good gracious!
This can't be right! Coachman and Killer, good honest men, what at all? Trustworthiness is our watchword!
Figures you coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a policy.
I beg your pardon!
Mr. Killmaster, I think you ought to consider that this trial we're in now. News will surely spread all over London. News that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus.
Alright then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end him?
Well, I mean... Also, I would have thought we had... So, I decided to go straight for that one because I figured that we would have had to also do the second juror as well. Because there was definitely at least, like, we probably could have, like, pitted number 3 and number 6 against each other as well. According to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire onto the innocent side of the set of scales.
Now hold your horses there, coachman! We're all in agreement! Why you have to go it? Huh? Looks I'll get my hands on you, Beppo!
Yes! We've dug ourselves out of the hole!
Oh, this is all very irritating!
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same. Huh! I didn't expect to get 2 of them.
For the love of Mike! Not you as well!
So I don't know what voice I'm giving him, but I think really in my head I should be giving him, like, the voice of Pat from, formerly of Two Best Friends. Hey, can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. Jury questioning gone well, I see. Yes, it is. Hello there, Jake. Hello, hello. How are you doing today? Certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters.
Really?
I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. No, not that Pat. Different Pat. Though, really, I should try to figure out who among these people would have the voice of Pat with a mustache. Well done, Mr. Naruhodo, you did it! You can manage to change 2 more jurors' minds. You can force the trial to continue. 2 more, actually. There is something else that's been bothering me about a couple of assertions. That's where you must strike next. So you need to pit 2 more jurors against each other to show there's another contradiction in their assertions. Exactly. You can do it.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted. They still weigh heavily on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
Changing my lead to innocent. I should like to hear what the slipshod bookkeeper has to say for himself. Oh, okay. So that I was about to say, like, how are they going to handle the fact that 2 people change their minds? But all right, neat.
Beppo! Try to continue so I can get to the bottom of this corruption! Not guilty, I say!
What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Take the liberty of doing some research to help us navigate situations such as this. No! I can do this myself! I was wondering if there's going to be any new dialogue here. Kinda was.
statements are completely contradictory. What? Explain, Council Pulses.
How dare me? I was only laying a jumper for my other half. What's all this claptrap? What's contradictory even mean, I ask you?
You've heard from more than one witness. They allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, jury number 3.
What? Can you see that I'm busy here? I didn't pull out my nips! Why did I stick it in the disc again?
How'd you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it?
Ha! Want to test me, do ya? Just like this! Stuck the fell next to it without even getting up! This is what Prim Baker said!
Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony, quite true.
This guy is something. Oh! This guy is certainly something.
Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me, is it? What can I do for you, young man?
How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, ma'am?
Oh, well, dear, I suppose I understand it. Just like this! He stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor! Coachman said so!
Now don't move! Take a look at these 2 jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he collapsed on the floor.
Well, I never. They're stabbing totally different directions.
What? Bless my stitches! What a muddle!
What this tells us that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth.
Oh, but why? Why the dickens would they lie?
I don't know that yet, but I do know that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, do you really let that happen, old conscious?
Lies, you say? How dare me? I can't abide people telling lies!
The scales.
I don't believe it.
Wait!
Now hear this, my fellow jurors! I warn you, you cannot listen to this man!
Look at him in his black suit! He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us!
This sword says I'm a sorcerer! I cast my wild magic on you! I never really did get to play around with wild magic in that D&D campaign. Now you think about it.
I can use magic. Do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this?
Answer me this, Dark Jinx!
Huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem? What if 2 witnesses have slightly different recollection of events?
What of it?
Let's say the Sherlock did stab the victim as he was... Well, let's say the Sherlock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on an omnibus. Oh boy, racism, yay, yeah, that seems to be the, thing with a lot of the, it's gonna be a lot of the English mindset, like, Eastern fellows, oh, how exotic and strange, God. This young dandy saw him do it, young dandy! Now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor and then the Sherlock stabbed him again! And so Lee saw him do it! Well, what's to say it didn't happen like that,
Hey, go on, dandy, sir! Why did you stick this knife to you?
Who are you calling old? Who are you calling old?
Why should I take this deal to you?
They're ready to kill each other now. Let them fight! Let them kill each other! I want to see jury violence!
Could the women of the jury be right?
Did you witnesses see 2 different moments of the same crime? No! Screw that! Violent witnesses, damn! Violent jurors! I'm all for it! Fortunately, Mr. Foreman! Huh? What is you, Dark Jinx? Come on, out with it! What you're suggesting is impossible! It's out of the question! What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You realize I'm only doing my job! The foreman of the jury have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. I think you're very much steering them in your direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, show me some proof. Looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present with something he can't dismiss. The irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What? I'll give you the proof. Out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime, as proven by...
Take that!
This clear piece of evidence. What, Mr. Foreman? You know what they say about me, young man? They say I've got no powers of persuasion. Oh, I see. I'm sorry to hear that. Damn it. Don't only persuade about this. You're even worse than me. Ah! Different moments. In other words, the victim was stabbed 2 times. Yeah, I figured, like, why would the dude, like, if he fell to the ground at any point and got stabbed, why would they put him back on the seat? But we have evidence that clearly contradicts that possibility. If you allow me another chance, I'd like to present you with one more piece of evidence to consider. Oh no, it's because there's only a single stab wound, right?
Take that!
Damn it! Damn it! Why is Great Ace Attorney full of these fucking traps? Granted, that wasn't nearly as bad as the fucking, like, poison bile trap in the first case, but jeez. This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen. Only once. Only once? It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely 1 time. Which means these witnesses can probably have seen it happen 2 different times. His knife disappeared! You didn't pull it out? Alright, I can see defeat. Trial's back on! Wait, that means... 4 jurors are leaning to not guilty! Tell him, Mr. Naruhodo. We've won! What are you playing at, you dandy fool? Shut your trap, sir! No one deceives me! Fully had consensus! I said shut your trap! I know a lie when I see one! And the trap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop! I'll take this later. It's a sharp blade! Sir! Sir! Sir, that can't possibly be sanitary! Sir! I'll take this laser sharp blade and shave him the last hair off his head! Please tell me he's a barber? I don't think I want to get my hair cut by this man, even if he was. Well, quite a remarkable turn of events. But this summation examination has put to the balance of the scales of justice. Jurors now stand 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Stop looking at your knife, you freak! I know! Sir, that can't be healthy! Very creeped out, man. Accordingly, there's no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate. The trial must continue. Alright, now on to all that other interesting stuff, like Bruce Fairplay being among the people who owe money? I think that's kind of an important thing to follow up on. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witnesses to return to their place. Call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth. So, Lord Vansley, please substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please. Son of a bitch, I downed it all because I thought we were done. I'm going to get drunk off blood tonight real good.
What is a man? A miserable pile of secrets. But enough! Have at me! Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hollow chalice, it may seem crashed, crusted to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
4, 5, 6.
Is it cold in here, or is it just me? As your antiquated tone no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. So I honor the deathly silence and listen to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. I'm at least glad they cut off like the reactions at 3 at a time instead of being like, here's 6 people all making a different face now! Well, no matter. There's nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, why else will we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Ah! The cape comes off. Bring forth the witnesses once more! I almost forgot about you for a moment there, lady. I'm still fully expecting, like, a gender reveal in your case. It would only be, like, the 3rd time this series has done it. Witnesses, I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure.
Oh, yes, sir. I did, sir.
Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir. I heard it.
You, sir, on the end, the coachman, I believe it's Beppo.
Yes, sir. My lord, sir.
It transpires that in your previous testimony, you were attempting to veil the presence of a 5th passenger in your omnibus. You will be found guilty of perjury. We keep threatening perjury! What happened in like 100 years that no one gives a shit about perjury anymore? You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Oh, mio Dio.
Why is he calling upon Dio? Wait a minute. Is the time right for that? Hold on. I just need to look something up real quick. I mean, 1880 England was when JoJo's Part 1 took place, so... I mean, I suppose it's possible people knew about it. Oh, big deal. Did they have gender reveals in this time? Who knows? We might be getting one. Maybe. I don't know.
Well then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. We'll explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination.
Various misgivings.
I only carried 4 passengers, and I swear,
Well, I've almost told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus!
Huh?
fellas the ferry did. I saw that blood-curdling sight as well. It's a little too much.
I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Yes, stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
Beppo, are you cheating people?
Also, make sense of this for me, please.
A phantom 5th passenger conjured into existence by my learned Eastern friend never existed. Confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little... Excuse me.
Cousinage.
Sly little cousinage. The practice of deception. Trickery!
Beppo! Explain yourself!
I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster.
Guild spares 4 pence across the board! You know that! to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny a fare! It's so cold, and the last run of the day is always half empty. You have been dishonest, coachman. I'm sorry. You're a disgrace, Beppo! A disgrace! And a selfish action of dishonor the entire guild!
If I may, sir. I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
What?!
4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence. Done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently! Damn it, I can't change the math!
No, that figures.
Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. Oh, Counsel for the Defense, cross-examination, if you please.
You've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. See, you intend to continue the parlor games.
Absolutely! I will continue playing all the parlor games! I love games!
Brucey boy, you have explaining to do.
I like carry 4 passengers at night. I swear. But
So there are only 4 passengers on your carriage, but you didn't charge them the standard 4 pence fare. Is that right?
it's impossible to make the last run of the day pay. I was so cold, all I could do was stop myself passing out.
Again, chilba.
Wait. I know it takes place in, like, the early to mid-1900s, but Jesus Christ, all these words.
Chilblain.
Barely heard that one.
Chilblain.
Chilbane? Painful, itching, swelling on the skin, typically on a hand or foot, caused by poor circulation in the skin when exposed to cold.
It was terrible, so I wanted to get myself pat on the back for even keeping the bus running.
Same.
Doesn't a kid coachman deserve an extra penny per passenger? You're digging a deeper hole for yourself here. Only there had been a 5th passenger in the omnibus that night. Then we would have had another suspect.
Well, I for one was told I had to pay 5 pence for the bus!
Does that mean everyone on board that night paid 5 pence instead of 4? We've been through this! Well, I paid 5 pence too, sir!
I just told you that I did.
A flat fare 5 credits across the board! That's something to be proud of.
The so-called discrepancy my learned friend identified as nothing of the sort. Much like the phantom killer you so desperately needed, it's gone. Dead. And buried, like all of my victims.
I'd have been happy if it had ever existed in the first place. Oh, the fairy did! And I saw that blood-curdling sight as well! It's all too much! This blood-curdling sight? You mean the murder, I presume? Yes, sir!
A loathsome sight. No one should have to witness the horror in the eyes of a man the moment his life is taken.
Oh, well, not exactly, sir. I mean, I didn't actually see the exact moment the Jen was stabbed.
Good gracious! Really?
We have another witness who did, however. The banker has already testified to it.
But Mr. First didn't actually see the point at which the victim was killed. That may turn out to be very significant. I had the banker Jen next to me take a sharp intake of breath, see? That's why I looked through the glass. That's why I saw that horrible blade poking out from his belly all covered in blood. Every time I see a knife now, I can't help screaming. You know what I'm eating?
You poor soul! You can't eat now!
Or at least you can't eat anything that requires cutting.
I tell you, I saw him as a guild and stabbing that man! Everything I said before stands!
You saw that Mr. McGill was stabbing the victim, Mr. Mason, who was sitting next to him?
That's what I said, is it?
It's bothering me before this was. Just a brief moment, he hesitated before answering the question.
Anyway, it was only the two of them inside the carriage, wasn't there?
There's been much talk of the fifth passenger, but as yet, zero evidence.
Then what are we wasting all this time for, eh? It's black and white. The man's guilty.
Thinking about Mr. Fairplay's testimony just now jars with me. I wish I could work out what it was.
Yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so, yes.
Hold it!
Earlier, you testified that you saw the moment when the defendant allegedly stabbed the victim, didn't you?
Yes, that's right.
You said the victim was on the floor and described the assailant holding a as an ice pick grip.
I suppose I might have, yes, put the cart before the horse, maybe.
What's this?
Well, I'm quite sure about most of it. I was driving the horse and I heard a scream from the seats on the roof deck.
Oh, I expect that was me, sir.
That's when I turned around. Yes, I saw it, the skylight. The gentleman was on the floor and the knife was sticking out of his midriff. That's right, yes, and the fellow holding the handle was the famous man, yes.
So in short, you didn't see the moment when the victim was actually stabbed at all.
I really thought that I did, but when I go over again in my head, no, I suppose I didn't actually see the precise moment of the stabbing, did I? In fact, now that I come to think of it, it must have already happened when I heard the scream. Ah! Of course!
That goes without saying.
I really wish he had said it earlier. The autopsy report makes it quite clear that the victim was stabbed only once. Which means Mango was witness to the fatal wound that ended Mr. Mason's life. Long ago, this trial very nearly came to an end. Somehow we've managed to keep our chances alive here. Can't waste this cross-examination. I have to use it to bring some new facts to light. If not careful when you press these witnesses. Danger is that the jury will end up believing something unhelpful as they did before. Maybe, we can't let the fear of that happening stop us from uncovering some important new information. Yes, you're so right. I need to pay careful attention here. I don't want to miss even a flicker of reaction among these witnesses. Remember, if you happen to spot one of the witnesses reacting in a strange way, don't hesitate to pursue them as to the reason. Unless you're fishing for new dialogue. Damn it, you're one of those types, aren't you, Ryunosuke?
Hold it! Excuse me.
Sir!
Do you have something to say about that, Mr. Fairplay? Then you listen to me. I know what you're thinking. You didn't really see the exact moment the fellow stabbed. What are the chances of that? Eh? Are you asking me or telling me? He's flustered. I might be able to extract some new information from him if I answer him cleverly. You just happen to see the exact moment the crime was committed?
Some days are like that.
Well, I suppose some days are like that. Sooner or later, you'll see something you wish you hadn't. You're always peeping through a skylight on the top of the omnibus.
Peeping? I'm a respectable state banker, I'll have you know. I know what I saw. I'm very clear as a baller at day. It was a grim scene, I don't mind telling you. Wait, was that the correct response?
Thank you, Mr. Fairplay.
Oh, excuse me if I was getting a little hot under the collar there, my lord.
I would ask you to supplement your testimony with a clever statement about what exactly you saw.
Oh, I can do that alright. I'll tell you just how grim it was. Was that the correct response? I think I forgot to say those blood-soaked hands where that butcher stabbed the man. Blood-soaked hands, huh?
Hold it!
Blood-soaked? Well, perhaps soaked is laying on a little thick, but... But anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it. Both of them, huh?
You saw that from the roof? Through the skylight?
Well, the skylight's reasonably large, so I had a pretty good view. There was a lamp on inside the carriage as well, so I'm quite sure of what I saw.
Banker's latest statement. I feel sure there's something not quite right about it.
You feel something doesn't add up, Snarl. This means you should have a good look through the court record. Seriously, no skip button? Blood-soaked hands. Plural, huh? That's interesting. There's only blood on one glove.
Objection!
Blood-soaked hands?
Well, I admit that soak might be laying out. Come on, man! But anyway, there was definitely blood all over them. Both of them were covered in it.
Well, I'm very sorry to disagree, Mr. Fairplay, but that's more than a little peculiar.
What?
Here are the gloves worn by the defendant, Mr. McGilden, on the night in question.
Oh, yes, right.
There certainly does appear to be a sizable dark-colored stain there, but as I'm sure you can clearly see, it's only on the right-hand glove.
Ah! Sarah, I don't think that's...
Sure, Mr. Fairplay. Your testimony is inconsistent.
Ah! But, no! That can't be right!
Then you're the liar here, then!
Ah! Sir, I don't think that's good for your teeth.
Are you chewing on it? What are you chewing on exactly in there? That's right! You're quite clear about it! You both hands! Mr. Fairplay, if your last statement was a lie, it calls your entire testimony into question. You say you saw the moment the victim was stabbed, but is that really the truth?
Objection!
It was a simple mistake. A simple mistake! It was a simple mistake. You can't justify accusing this man of lying. Yes, if it wasn't both hands, there's only one. The fact remains. Victim's blood was on the accused.
Objection!
What's that pose? What the hell is that pose?
No! Mr. Fairplay categorically stated that he saw blood all over both hands. It means there's a strong possibility that this witness was deliberately trying to mislead the court.
Why? Honestly, Baker, for pity's sake, my word should be the gold standard. I'm a gentleman, not some gutter snap. Saying members of society don't prevaricate.
He's claiming you have no reason to lie. Is that really the case?
Got some news for them, huh?
Snaruhodo, we have some evidence to explain why Mr. Fairplay might be lying. It could turn the tide in this trial completely. I'm trying to show this man has a compelling reason to lie in his testimony. My lord!
Yes, counsel?
The defense is ready to present evidence!
By Jove, are you sure?
Yes! Evidence that will clearly demonstrate why Mr. Fairplay had reason to lie in his testimony!
Gah!
Very well. I hereby call on the defense to present its evidence. The evidence that demonstrates a motive for the witness's alleged deception of the court.
Mr. Bruce Fairplay owed money to McGilded.
Take that!
This is a list of theirs who owe money to Mr. McGilded.
Yes, a list of innocent victims crippled by the accused's extortion.
point is, among the names theirs is your name. Mr. Bruce Fairplay.
What? Mr. Fairplay, are you currently identifying naturally the accused? Ah, no. Well, it's barely worthy of being called a dead.
According to this ledger, you owe 20 guineas, not an inconsiderate sum of money when you say.
Ah! Well, what of it?
Let's suppose Mr. McGill would be found guilty of murder. What would become of your debt in that case?
These documents say that the loan agreement is forged between two individual parties. Therefore, were the creditor, the defendant here, to be sentenced to a capital punishment, all outstanding debts which were owed to him would be annulled. They would cease to exist.
Cease to exist? Mr. Fairplay, is it not the case that you claimed in your testimony to have seen something you never in fact saw in a devious attempt to annul your debt of 20 guineas to the defendant?
Good. Ah!
I was hoping that he was gonna, like, snap his stick in half there.
Order! 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 Mr. Bruce Fairplay? Yes, my lord! Let me ask you again, and be aware that your answer may have most serious implications upon your future, sir.
Munch.
Did you or did you not see the precise moment in time in which the defendant is alleged to have thrust a knife into the victim?
At least he's keeping his pinky up like a true gentleman. Your silence speaks volumes! You did not tell the truth in your testimony!
Alright, now let's not make a melodrama out of this. Perhaps I did overstate the truth a pinch.
A pinch?!
But makes no difference. I definitely remember seeing blood in Mr. McGillicuddy's hands. Both of them.
Objection.
And yet, only one of the defendant's gloves, which we have here as evidence, is stained!
You keep saying!
I wonder if I might be allowed to speak, sir?
Go ahead, Mr. First.
Well, the thing is, I think I remember seeing it myself. I thought you just said it didn't happen! I thought you just said you didn't remember seeing it! Seeing what? Blood, sir, on the assailant's hand.
Oh?
I think, yes. I'm almost sure that was on both of his hands, not just one. What? What?
What the hell? It appears that we're going to need further testimony from all of you witnesses. This time I'd like to know precisely what you did and what you did not see. Do I make myself perfectly clear?
Naruhodo, this is good news. The course of the trial seems to have shifted slightly at least. At last. Yes! I may finally have a chance to turn things around here. I have a chance to enact a real turnabout, some might say.
This testimony, what the witnesses really saw. Blood on both hands of the assailant. I sincerely and distinctly remember that. However, I suppose you might say that I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both of the attacker's hands with blood on them. I didn't actually see anything myself, no. Not until I heard that scream.
Anyway, the fact remains. Can I bet anyone else inside a carriage or we all would have seen? Well, lo and behold. In truth of fact, not one of you was witness to the crucial moment the crime was perpetrated. I apologize, my lord, but honestly, with no one else inside the carriage, the man's hands were covered in blood. I was just telling about the thing we saw the man do it.
You're trying really hard to snap your stick, sir. What's that thing made of? That's really not what testimony is about. Let's examine the interior of the omnibus once more. This fresh blood is clearly visible on the seat, corroborating the witness's accounts. In other words, there is no substantial or significant change in the facts of the case.
Very well, cross-examination, please, counsel.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, so it all goes horribly wrong. With blood on both hands of the cellar, I sincerely distinctly remember that. Oop. Little distracted there for a moment.
Hold it!
No! The evidence tells us otherwise. We have the gloves the defendant was wearing and the name questioned in the court record.
Oh, well, that, sir. But nevertheless, I know what I saw, I stand by it. The man had blood on both of his hands.
Defiant, even in the face of hard evidence. He steadfastly refusing to admit that he might be mistaken about what he saw. But why?
Your reasoning is dire.
One hand or two, the salient point remains unchanged. Minutes after the grim crime, the victim's blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingertip. Blah. The victim's delicious blood dripped guiltily from the accused's fingers.
Alright, I suppose you might say I didn't see the exact moment the stabbing transpired, if that matters.
Hold it!
It does matter! A lot! Don't try to downplay this! Whether or not you saw the exact moment of the crime, it's a matter of fundamental importance. That's what you know.
But, crying out loud, we all know that no one else could possibly have done it. I was just trying to save us all some time.
You have a little 20 games outstanding with the defendant, do you not? Did you hope to release yourself from that financial burden by ensuring this defendant was found guilty?
Well, not entirely. Not. Well, I was hoping for. I just lost a little ditty or 10. Went back the wrong horse in the derby. That's all. I was going to win all back.
Oh no, he's banging all the horse races!
I was going to win all back to the fixture this weekend. That's a sure thing.
A little guinea or 10.
I'm a banker. I'm bet that I have a ball a little spending money for the weekend. I think you may have revealed rather more about your character than you bargained for, sir.
Witnesses' scruples are not on trial here. Proceed to the next witness. Is that really how it's supposed to work? I remember seeing the knife, and I remember seeing both the attacker's hands with blood on them.
Hold it!
Definitely saw it too. Blood on both hands. Yes, sir. I mean, I know you're going to say. So you may be interested in some kind of seafood game? Oh man. What was it called? Shrimp game? Fish game? Something along those lines. Like what Mr. McGillis gloves have any signs of blood on it? Crab game? No, that's not good. That's a video game. That's not crab game.
That's right.
Thing is, as I remember, sir.
Something like that.
I looked down, saw Mr. McGillis sitting beside the other fellow. I don't believe he was wearing any gloves, sir.
He's already banging on horse races, so I mean, hey, he's already banging on horse races. That means squid, or what was it called? Seafood game, scallop game, clam game. Clam game. I think it was clam game. Clam game is the next step up. That's how it went. Clam game.
Wasn't wearing these gloves. That's correct, sir. I saw the blood on both of his bare hands quite clear.
Blood on both of his bare hands, you say?
Sure that a dark color stain on the dark leather gloves wouldn't have been easy to see.
Clam game. That sounds right. Yeah. I think it was Clam game. Oh man, what a good ass show.
I should point out to the police officer who apprehended the accused on the main question whether there was no trace of blood on Mr. McGill's gloved hands. There wasn't blood in his hands.
That was puzzling indeed.
This must be significant somehow, I'm sure of it. see anything myself. No, not until I heard that scream.
Hold it!
You didn't see anything. Last one throwing paper on the floor and getting the shit slapped out of him.
Oh, yes, sir. About to say no, sir. I didn't. Very sorry about said before, sir. Very sorry. Yes, it was very wrong of me to make up stories and say I stabbed the man. Wouldn't you agree, sir? I know what you're insinuating. I certainly wasn't making up stories.
Well, so you saw nothing isn't right either, is it?
No, sir. I saw nothing at all.
It's bad, Bill. You were driving your horses. At the very least, you must have enjoyed a good view of London's streets. No, Rinosuke!
Dead silence.
No, please, didn't even see that. It was so cold that night, you see. It was all I could do keep from passing out, sir. Yes, my head was fairly frozen solid. Sorry to say, sir.
It would seem prudent to avoid travel on the last omnibus service of London's cold winter nights.
Beppo! Anyway, the fact remains. Try to put anyone else inside the carriage or we all will have seen.
Hold it!
And everything you saw of the incident was through the skylight on the roof of the omnibus.
The skylight wouldn't have been frosted over on a cold night, winter's night? Okay, sure.
That's right. It was fiercely cold that night, but the glass wasn't frosted over.
Oh yes, I remember I was shivering. It was so bitter.
Another basic question of what the pair of you was saying on the roof deck in the first place. Well, I don't know if it was this young fellow, but I couldn't enter the cabin.
Huh?
Oh, why not?
It was locked from the inside. I tried knocking, but no one opened the door.
Huh? It was locked.
That's right! It's a public bus service for pay's sake! That's not what I call fair play!
Yes, I had exactly the same experience.
This is interesting. The bus was locked?
I tried knocking, but the gent inside just gestured at me to clear off. I had no choice but to climb up to the roof deck and look down longingly into the warm cabin below.
Well, I can assure you I wasn't just looking down. I was glaring, long and hard. And that's precisely why I can tell you with absolute confidence. If there was anyone else at all in that cabin, I would have noticed.
Wait, so which one of them waved you off then? Unequivocal, I would say.
I'm not sure about these two witnesses. They really have seen everything inside the cabin through the skylight?
Wish I could get a better angle on Also, I guess I didn't read the little scally thing before. Whoops. Oh well. Phoenix Wright Omnibus, don't forget it.
There's no way in hell, right? Let me confirm one thing, Mr. Fairplay. You're running this omnibus. We didn't see events in the cabin through the skylight and the floor of the upper... Is that right?
That's right, yes.
In that case... There's a portion of the cabin interior that would have been out of sight from you.
What?
Golly, really? Obviously, at this stage, you can't say for sure. Possibility cannot be denied. At the time of the incident, there could have been another passenger in the closed cabin in the omnibus.
Objection!
Enough hypothetical meandering, my Nipponese friend. Prosecution demands that you substantiate your claims. After all, seeing the crime is here, in the flesh.
Wouldn't it be in the wood? Very well, we'll uphold the prosecution's demand. We'll identify here in this cross-sectional plan of the omnibus. Where exactly in the omnibus are you suggesting that this potential extra passenger could have been situated?
If you're saying from here, there's no way you could have seen, like, behind... Like, maybe if you were, like, sitting here, but... Would you really be sitting there and, like, looking down into the skylight from there? Like, from here, yeah, you might be able to see, like, the seat, but...
Take that!
Both rows of seats on the roof... Both rows of seats on the roof face in the direction of the travel. Whereas the seats in the enclosed cabin face each other. Which means... Visible part of the cabin which passengers on the roof deck can see through the skylight is as I've drawn here. Ah! That's right, my lord. As you can see, the opposite the one in which the victim and his attacker were sitting. It's obscure from the view. In other words, if someone had been sitting on that seat, it's quite possible these witnesses would have been completely unaware of it. Ah!
Objection!
It's quite possible some phantom was sitting there. Where's that fucking pose? Nipponians have a forbidding habit of obscuring the truth with ambiguity. Racism!
I concur with the prosecution's rejoinder. In the British Court of Law, evidence is paramount. Cannot entertain this conjecture, counsel. That is, unless you are able to put a name to this mysterious passenger to whom you allude.
Any Mr. Naruto? What? Honestly, don't know. Could it have been? Could have been any other seat, which was out sitting witnesses on the roof deck.
No clue.
Ah, I have literally no idea. As a proud citizen of the Japanese Empire, we'll look to the sky and walk on, making sure all signs of tears are gone. Go on. What? Stop, don't try to push me into this. I'm not ready for this yet. This isn't just a case of going on, Mr. Sato. Alright then, I'll go on. The defense would like to forward the name. No! I have no clue, man! You are a fool. Our response was a desperate attempt by a man who has no notion of his own limitations. Toast! Toast! The hard lessons not yet learned.
What's the delay, counsel? The defense is still to name the passenger in the other seat.
This could be it! This could be the chance I've been waiting for to turn the trial in my favor! On the night of the murder, the person occupying the scene in the omnibus cabin that obscured was view. Ah, shit, I wish I had looked through the omnibus one more time for saving there. Presumably there's no way that was any of our current witnesses, Beppo, Bruce, or Lady. I almost want to choose Strongheart, but I don't think that would get me, like, actually, unique dialogue. Oh, I really wish I had been... Yeah, I don't like the fact that, like, you can't look through the court record once you're... It's nice that they let you save, but they don't let you look through the court record on this screen. I guess logic would dictate that it would have to be either Magnus or Mason?
Honestly, I didn't think this was going to be a thing that, like, we'd have to answer right now. So I want to recheck to see if, like, Mason was sitting on the seat that people would have seen into or not. I feel like he was.
Take that!
I'm just gonna present McGilded. Passenger in the enclosed cabin that the witnesses on the roof deck failed to see has to have been Mr. Magnus McGilded. McGilded? What are you talking about, Counsel? What's the name of the defendant?
Objection!
Okay, that was the what is a man, a miserable pile of secrets. That was the glass throw. That was too good. I desecrate this chamber by smashing my hallowed chalice. Do forgive the discourtesy. Jeez, man, you just come on. That's safe for sure. Oh, certainly. It's about as safe as like a vampire into the core in the first place. So, Lord Francis. People talk of those tiny island nations in the Far East as having a learning and culture of their own. I see they use the terms ill-advisedly. What are you trying to say? Let me explain in terms like even a student of an artless backwater such as yourself, my honors. This is... Sir! Sir! These aren't even microaggressions anymore. These are macroaggressions. When the bloody scene unfolded, the victim and his assailant were sitting side by side. Multiple witnesses have attested to the fact. It's the very premise on which this case was built.
Objection!
That premise may be wrong. What? If the victim really was sitting beside Mr. McGilded, creates an inconsistency that can't be reconciled in any way. What inconsistency, counsel? That's close, my lord. Both witnesses made the same testimony, claiming that there was blood on both hands of the person sitting next to the victim.
Objection!
Yet we know the truth to be otherwise. Only one glove bears the gory remains.
Objection!
Point is, even in the face of this irrefutable evidence, both witnesses have maintained their stance. Thus, their testimony remains unchanged. Exactly! They both adamantly swear that they clearly remember seeing blood on both hands of the assailant. In short, their memory of events is correct, and their testimony reveals the truth. There was somebody else sitting beside the victim that night, a third party we've yet to identify. The victim's blow was on that passenger's hands, both of them.
Objection!
Who was this third party? Obviously, the true culprit! Extraordinary! Order! 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 What exactly are you postulating?
Objection!
The defense's postulation is just that, nothing more than conjecture. The witnesses are clear to state that they saw the accused.
Objection!
But when elaborating on his testimony, Mr. Fairplay said two of them were wearing hats and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. Yes. Lots of their heads were obscured by the roof. See the rest of them, though. Yes, that's right. Both gentlemen were most certainly hatted. I do tend to notice such things, sir. What particular style of hat did the two gentlemen sport, Mr. First? I'm afraid I don't remember. You call yourself a hatter? Style of hat makes no difference. There was no third passenger in that cabin. How can you be sure? Because if there had been, the accused Mr. McGilded would undoubtedly have offered to dispose the fact. He was asleep, wasn't he? That is, you're proposing an even more preposterous explanation. The accused failed even to notice the presence of the true culprit in the very cabin in which he traveled. Ah! He's right! There was another person traveling in the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. It's inconceivable Mr. McGill would have been aware of it.
What? There's clearly a simple solution to this problem.
Bring the accused, Mr. McGilda, to the stand.
Well, what say you, counsel?
The prosecution objects, my lord.
What grounds?
As a suspect, he will have already made a full statement to the police.
But what if there's some reason why he's unable to speak freely?
Magnus McGilda is no uneducated ruffian. If it indeed turns out the man has been withholding information, you can be sure it will have been a most deliberate act.
Counsel for the defense, what is your opinion?
Lord, should we ask Mr. McGill to testify or not?
Nah.
I can't get the words out.
I understand, Mr. Naruhodo. The idea that Mr. McGilda may be high, so he must be playing on your mind. This could be far more disturbing than we realized.
But that's all the more reason. Why, there's only one course of action here. Believe in my client. That's what Cosmo taught me. Whenever I'm not sure what to do, I feel like I can hear him guiding me.
It's like his sword is speaking to me.
Do it, Naruhodo.
Do it, Naruhodo. Cut that man's hair off. And that's what we must do.
Yes, we need to hear what he has to say in order to find out the truth.
Raise a hand!
Feds would like to call Mr. McGill to the stand.
Do it! Kill him!
Oh no. In that case, I would like to hear the opinion of the jury.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Raise your hand before you cut man's hair off.
Yes, I need a little time to consider this.
If you ask me, I think we should hear what Mr. McGilda has to say.
Get the man out here, see!
It would be utterly illogical not to hear his testimony. There's nothing he's doing, get done! That's how I run things as a guild.
Hearing what the patron of my favorite little park has to say. Oh yes, that would be lovely.
Yes, the jury says the man must be heard. Very well, the court will hear the defendant's testimony. Bailiff, show the defendant to the stand at once.
Now, maybe what actually happened that night will finally become clear.
The proceedings be resumed. Sir McGilded, have you been listening to the discourse of the day?
Sure, have my lord.
There are two matters on which the court desires to hear from you. First, whether or not there was a third party with you in the omnibus cabin as proposed by the defense. The second is that if such a person was indeed present, why did you conceal that fact from the police?
But God, no! It's not my nature to hide anything at all! I mean, other than the fact that I'm kind of a Shylock and a loan shark, don't worry about that!
To answer the questions, please.
Truth of the matter is, I've been desperate about this all along. Do I tell you so, or keep me mouth shut?
Tell us what, Mr. McGilded.
The fine fellow presenting me is absolutely right. The carriage of the night was myself and the other man. There was another passenger.
True!
Aye! It was me who helped the little urchin get away after it all happened.
Huh?
You... What?!
That's eating and abetting!
No, Magnus McGilded. A convenient excuse can't save you now.
I'm true sorry, so I am, Lord Van Zeeks. I tell you'll be wanting to know why I said nothing when I was taken in by the police. think we having a very good reason, I assure you.
Which was...
Well, the little child was just in the wrong place at the wrong time and not in any way involved, you see.
Huh? What?
The police had known the wee one was there. They'd have assumed she'd done it. They'd have hauled her into this here courtroom just like myself. I was only trying to spare her that.
Huh?
Young hearts and young minds are easily damaged, my lord.
Who is this young child of whom you speak?
That, I don't know.
Don't know.
Well, the wee thing just happened to be in the carriage that night. I never saw her before or since.
Objection!
We have absolutely no reason to believe this man. Prosecution calls for witnesses' statements to be disregarded by the court.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised. The urchin isn't here in this courtroom as we speak, listening to the proceedings.
McGilded, what do you know?
What? Ah! Smoke! Ah! Fire! There's a fire! Look, someone's trying to get away! After them! Sus! I can't see anything through all the smoke! What's going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face.
Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
Wait, secure the omnibus. I hereby call an emergency recess! Bailiff, turn the defendants in custody and clear the courtroom! You know, I did have a thought before. I'm gonna wait until we get through this part.
Hurriedly removed from the smoke-filled courtroom by the bailiff. Amid scenes of chaos as people stumble over one another in their desperation to flee the chamber. We had no idea what was happening. All we knew was that, for the time being at least, the trial was suspended.
Well, that was dramatic.
What the hell happened?
18th of February, 12:52 p.m. The Old Bailey, defendant's antechamber.
What the just happened in there? Naruto, I managed to find out what happened. Mr. Sao!
I was told it was an advanced form of smoke grenade. There's smoke grenades in this time period?
Type of exploding device that releases smoke. Smoke grenade? It sounds like the sort of thing ninjas use.
Just making sure everything is safe now. I think the trial will start again before long.
But who would have done something like that?
Police managed to catch someone who was trying to flee the courtroom, apparently.
Flee the courtroom? Why?
It was a young girl of around 15, I hear.
That girl? Then could it be the other passenger Mr. McGill was just talking about?
My thoughts exactly.
So he wasn't lying. Oh, what's become of Mr. McGill actually? There's so many things I need to ask him about, but he's not here.
I think he was summoned to the prosecutor's antechamber to answer questions, along with a young girl.
Who is she, I wonder? What was she even doing here at the trial? She's taking a huge risk, and for what possible benefit to herself?
There's another matter that's troubling me.
What's that?
20 pence.
Oh,
Going to the coachman, Mr. Beppo. Took 4 passengers that night at a fare of 5 pence each. That comes to a total of 20 pence exactly. But there's a 5th passenger.
but now it seems there were in fact 5 passengers.
Which means the figures don't seem to add up again. Well, I mean, she didn't pay to be in there.
She's right. That is strange.
Counsel for the defense, kindly proceed into the courtroom. Trial will recommence in 5 minutes.
Oh, thank you, officer. We'll go in straight away.
Well, wherever she is, I imagine this young girl will be asked to take the stand and testify now. I really can't imagine what she's going to say. It could alter the whole direction of the trial.
We'll know soon enough, Mr. Sato.
Yes. '18th of February, 1 p.m. The Old Bailey courtroom. Courier? Courier girl.
This young girl's next to Mr. McGillis. Look.
Must have been the one who caused the disturbance before.
Well, after that rather eventful recess, the course will now resume the trial of Mr. Magnus McGilded. Now then, Lord Van Zeeks.
My lord.
I believe you have established the cause of the smoke which veiled proceedings earlier.
There she is. Who is she? Seems to have been an advanced form of smoke grenade of the sort typically employed by the army.
Good gracious! The army? What in the devil's name?
It was an elaborate attempt by a young girl to cloak her escape from the public gallery. She was caught. Now occupies the stand.
Your name, girl? Are you responsible for the smoke grenade which introduced such pandemonium here in my courtroom? What does it mean of this deplorable behavior?
Ahem. If I may, my lord.
Have fun. Oh boy, this is gonna be something special.
Yes, Mr. McGilded.
I think perhaps I ought to explain here. Why is it this wee lass was here in the first place, and why she tried to bolt like that? It's all tied up with the events of that night, so it is.
Very well, Mr. McGilded, give your testimony. We'll explain to the court exactly how this young woman is involved in the case.
What did happen that night? Not like a defense lawyer needs that information or anything. With his testimony, young girl.
And the name question, I took the back seat in the omnibus and probably nodded off. The Pagora! A blood thud and a wee scream woke me up with a fair start. Some fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across.
McGilded! McGilded, why?
There's a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so I sat him up on the seat across from me.
Why would you? You're tampering with the body!
I tried to find out where that scream had come from. Bless my soul, what did I find? There's a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
Remains somewhat baffled, I confess. From what I gather on the name question, this young girl is indeed riding in the omnibus, is that correct?
Exactly as the defense counsel said. This last was the fifth passenger, my lord.
Very well. Defense may now cross-examine the witnesses. Are you ready, counsel?
Yes, my lord! Or rather, no. I have no idea where to start.
Where do you, Sir Olin? We just found out he tampered with the body! My penalties didn't reset, damn it!
The main question took the back seat in the omnibus and probably not at all.
Hold it!
When you first got into the omnibus, were any other passengers already on board?
There were not. The cab was empty and there was no one on the roof deck either.
You were the first one.
With the first passenger, as it were. I see.
Aye! That's why I took the back side as I did. It's the most comfortable, so it is.
Do you explain exactly what you mean by the back seat?
By all means, say you already described it earlier. Talking about the seat opposite the one in which the poor gentleman who was stabbed was sitting. Like I said, it's the most comfortable and where I feel most at ease. Now, of course, I enjoy gazing through the skylight from time to time as well. The Pagora! A loud thud and wee scream woke me up with a fair start.
Hold it!
What thud you say? A scream?
Aye, that's right. How can I explain it? It was like the sound of someone falling to the ground.
What sort of noise? Huh. I think it was the sound of Mr. Mason falling to the floor having been stabbed.
Well now, you'll remember while I was asleep at the time. I wouldn't like to say. When the sound woke me, I opened my eyes. There wasn't a soul to be seen in the carriage, but I fell on the floor.
Didn't see anyone. At the same moment, you did hear a scream?
Ah, from the seats above you on the roof deck, I presume.
Not above me, no, my lord. Just from the inside of the cabin. I wasn't altogether thinking about the scream.
No, I'll just step at a different step before me ass. There's a fella collapsed on the floor at my feet, so Sam opened the seat across from me.
Hold it!
You Sam up! The victim, you mean? I did. I see it across from me, as I said. I completely see the poor devil's already gone. You wouldn't leave a dead man just lying on the floor, now would you? Yes! I would, actually! Especially when you had a knife sticking out of him! Clear murder scene, come on, man! This common courtesy, so it is. I find that a little hard to believe. Ara! What? Gilded? What the hell? Ara, Lord Van Zeeks? Now, why would that be? Mr. McGilded, you are not an anime girl. You should not be R-ing. I mean, you are a little anime, but you're an anime Englishman. Anime Englishmen don't Ara! That's for anime English women. You wait to find a man laying dead at your feet in a carriage. Any normal person would hail the cabman. Any upstanding member of London society, that is. Well now, as you know, I'm in something of a special line of business. The business of lending money at exorbitant rates of interest. Unfortunately, my lord, not everyone is thankful for the help I offer them, and some will even see me dead. So I do try where all possible to avoid getting myself in a tangle with trouble. Are you suggesting you were just going to leave the man there? That is alive, no! I was always intending to reply, so I was. Only, I had a mind to find out the whys and wherefores first. The whys and wherefores? Right you are. There were some details I wanted to understand before anyone else got to meddling. That we scream at her, for example. Would your good self do just the same? Yes, the screaming says he heard at the same time as the thud of the victim collapsing. Anime Englishmen don't Ara! That's a hell of a quote. That's a hell of a quote. Very proud of all my quotes. I didn't find out where that scream had come from, and bless my soul, where did I find?
Hold it!
It's good. They're all good. They're so good. I am a blue dasher, not a blue stopper. This is true. Even today. I haven't been doing a whole lot of dashing lately, but still. I'm afraid I don't understand. Should you tell the court that there was no one else in the carriage except yourself and the victim? Remember crosscode? Nah. So I did, sir, so I did. As far as I could see, that is. What do you mean by that? Well, nah, 'tis a queer thing. The wee scream at her as I woke up. Nah, no one remembers that time I played crosscode once for a test and it didn't go super great. But, I mean, we have fun. We did have fun with crosscode. Maybe someday I'll actually sit down and play it again. Even if only on my own time. Came from, if you'll excuse the vulgar expression, under me backside. Good gracious. Under your backside? When I lifted the seat in which I had been sitting, I found there was a wee cubbyhole there for storage. Huh? So now, we examined the omnibus ourselves, remember? Yes, of course, the whole bus was submitted as evidence. This would be a very good time to have a thorough look around inside. That's where I found her. I'll do that after I'm done pressing Mr. McGilded. After I'm done pressing Mr. MM, who is not at all inspired by a WW. There was a child in there, all curled up in a ball, hiding her wee self away.
Hold it!
You say she was hiding herself? Aye, that's right. It's hard to see in the dim lamplight, but she was all curled up in a wee ball. Our eyes met. Well, you nearly stopped beating me chest. Ugh, you're really overreacting this. No, I pulled her out from under there. Sarah, that's the opposite, so I can have a wee chinwag with her. See, next to the dead victim. That's right, just next to the dead chum, Mr. McGilded. Who's on this young girl next to a corpse, sir? Well, as I'm sure I mentioned, gentlemen in my position can all too often find themselves in mortal danger. No, I needed to find out just who this urchin was, you see. While I was in the middle of talking with her, I heard another scream. A fellow's voice this time. Presumably that scream was Mr. First, who was sitting on the roof deck seats. Where you are again, I would say, sir. Looking down through the skylight, you must have seen this young girl and the gentleman with a nip in his belly.
In other words, previous witnesses did not in fact see you at all, Mr. McGilded. They believed to be yourself and the victim was in fact this girl and the late Mr. Mason.
Hi, my lord. That was, as I think everyone understands now, sat at the back of the carriage out of sight.
Certainly is plausible, but is somewhat diminutive in stature.
This all rings really... None of this sounds right. I mean, I know you can't really trust a whole lot of what Bruce Fairplay says, but it sounded like he was basically, like, staring to the skylight. Wouldn't he have noticed?
Really confused, perhaps, with this young girl.
After that, of course. With the scream from the gentleman over us, the driver realized something was wrong and pulled up the horses.
Thank you, I've heard enough. Events as explained are clear in my mind. However, at least one conundrum remains. Who is the girl?
Are we actually done with the cross-examination now?
Name is Gina Lestrade, my lord. The Chancellor, as her crest among large crowds, will even people their purse. So she's a thief! What's commonly called a pickpocket. What?
This girl here, a petty thief. Order! Order! This is true, Miss Lestrade. Lestrade, I don't know. Miss Lestrade, you will answer the question. What? Ah!
Excuse me?
How dare you? What's the meaning of this? Ah! The girl, she's gone!
Open your eyes! I'm over here!
Good gracious,
How? What's the point of that little sidestep?
I know what you lot thinking. Girls are all the same. This dirty little dipper, you say, something got caught in the job. She got some bad new corner, so she nipped the jet.
Best girl, that's a bold claim. Oh boy.
Go on, that's what's in your head, ain't it?
No, not at all. This is a court of law. We're here to determine the truth, not count. Ah! No!
Look, those are for cowards. Only thugs use weapons like that. All I need for what I do is these fingers. Well, the trigger has smoke grenades. I'm a professional, alright? Maybe not in your eyes, but I got pride in what I do.
Let me guess, you don't count smoke guns among weapons for thugs.
Oh, this was a bag I lifted the other day.
What do you mean a bag you lifted the other? Who's just carrying around a smoke grenade gun in 1900s London?
This is a bag I lifted the other day. That's where they keep the four-wheel tracks. It's nice, isn't it? I like the pink the best.
Ah! Do not wave that thing in my direction again!
So, you know, yes, of course, normal London things, everyone just has a complimentary smoke grenade gun in their bag. Damn, why don't I have a smoke grenade gun in my bag right now? I demand to have a smoke grenade gun in my court record right now! Foreigners should get the same rights! Foreigners should get the same smoke grenade guns! You admit that you were riding the omnibus on the night in question. Speaking of that, please. Wait.
She has a hail, it seems. This is a storage compartment, but there's nothing in here. It's totally empty. Nothing doesn't seem right here. I can't put my finger on what it is. Well, I mean...
It's a bad smoke grenade come my court record right now.
If we're gonna believe McGilded, and she really was hanging here, though, there's no way she could have, like... There's no way she could have lifted the dude to stab the victim, right? The hell? What's it all mean? Oh yeah, I guess like that does explain the blood on the floor. That's blood, isn't it? Nothing wrong. No, it's just, well, this blood stain is so obvious, that's all. The Advanced East had made no mention of it. I suppose that does seem a little strange. I got such a bad feeling about this. Did I never examine that blood stain, or...? Curiouser and curiouser. Oh, you. It's alright, lass. You're telling the truth now. Alright, yeah. It's just like the Irishman said.
He's Irish? Works as this girl, Miss Gina Lestrade, as a valid and significant witness in this case. Accordingly, young lady, we will now hear your testimony, if you please. We'll tell the court exactly what happened in the omnibus on the night in question.
Alright, if I have to.
What the girl saw.
That second-set carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always. Well, it was a right old waste of time. I had nothing to show for my troubles that night. I'll tell you can't see a blind thing in that hiding place. It's pitch in there. Then after a while, I hear this loud bang. Nearly jumped out of my skin, I did. The scream just came out. Because of that, the swell found me. He did help me get away, mind.
Yes, he let you go.
I don't understand why you would let this street urchin go, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, 'tis simplicity itself, my lord. You see, she couldn't possibly have killed the other passenger. I knew that for a fact.
How? You mean he kind of was blocking off her only way of getting out?
As I said before, sir. I was sitting right on top of the place where she was hiding herself.
I think a demonstration is called for.
This is where I sat that night.
And the cubbyhole of which you have spoken is underneath the sea, I presume. Yes, it does appear just large enough to accommodate someone of the girl's stature.
I am, of course. The wee lass was stuck in there. Because I popped myself on the seat for the duration.
Ah!
You see, that's why I let the lass bolt. I knew that if the police found her there, it automatically assumed she'd done it. I couldn't live with myself if a young life was ruined when all the time I knew she was innocent.
There's a lot more to this than meets the eye, I feel. You really must have realized your actions would result in your own innocence being called into question.
Not at all, my lord, not at all. I sure as shit didn't think the Reaper was gonna come out of retirement just for little old me. I knew in my own heart that I was innocent. So I thought it was worth taking a punt on my own good name for the sake of this less fortunate lass. My goodness. What a perfect gentleman.
My lord! This fine example of a man cannot possibly be guilty of a heinous crime like this. I'm ashamed of myself for ever telling you, sir.
Oh? Huh. I thought you were going to be the hardest one to convince. Calm, calculated reasoning when there is clearly the truth every time.
Saints alive! All 6 members of the jury consensual in their leaning to a verdict of not guilty.
This is not a hodo. Well, it must mean what? That we're victorious.
Fancies is going to pull what we pulled before to, sway some opinion, isn't he? There's no way it's over just like that.
We've won? Are you sure?
Objection!
Ah! What? Get your disgusting bull off the table, man! If the sight of my iron-heeled Wellington offends, pray do forgive the discourtesy. What the fuck? This really is a consummative example of the one monumental flaw in British judicial practices. Now that's an axe kick! Oh, hell yeah. Van Zeek's for Tekken when. Where evidence and reasoning should be paramount, emotion rules the day.
Motion?
The witness's latest statement gives us a clear insight into his true nature.
What do you mean his true nature?
You really think that Scotland Yard would have made such a glaring omission? After the incident, the Omnibus was comprehensively searched by officers of the police. Obviously, the interior of this cubby holes with this point was included in their investigation. The compartment under the posterior seat was full of the coachman's belongings. It's noted in black and white here in the police report. Good lord! The evidence has been tampered with. In order to corroborate Mr. McGillicud's story, someone has unlawfully removed everything from under the seat.
What?
Order! Order! How would such a devious contrivance possibly have been effected, counsel?
Naturally, you must acknowledge the deficiencies of the constabulary in allowing this to have happened.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. I was fully expecting during that smoke grenade attack, I was fully expecting the
Carriage to just be gone, because the name of the case is The Case of the Runaway Room. Or The Adventure of the Runaway Room. And like, when I was going through this, my first thought was like, well, maybe they just call it a runaway room because it's a carriage, but Ace Attorney is 100% serious that would do that and then have a moment where the carriage just gets completely stolen. I assure you, when the omnibus was wheeled into the courtroom this morning, the compartment under the seat was not empty. Convenient. Well, my Nipponese friend.
me.
When the carriage was submitted as evidence, doubtless you examined it in fine detail as would any self-respecting practitioner of the law. Pray, what did you find the condition of the underseat compartment to be?
I'll be sure the young gentleman will be able to clear this up in a jiffy. Sorry? I barely remember 3 days ago. You think I remember a week ago? Go ahead, you tell the court now, fella. That's all an elaborate excuse by the desperate Lord Van Zeeks.
I don't even remember being able to examine that handle.
Well, counsel, do you have something to say on this matter?
How am I supposed to answer? What can I say about the state of that little compartment under the seat of the omnibus?
It was empty!
Yes, I'm fairly sure it was empty. I don't know, my memory about all this is a little hazy.
As I suspected, it seems, my lord, that this Eastern initiate has the scruples of a by-street wine merchant.
It's not a hodo. Perfect! That's why the fellows represent me, after all. He knows just what to say, does he not? Well, now, it would seem the argument is moot. The truth of the matter is that they're for use all to see, after all. That's that cubby hole in the seat. It's as empty as the devil's hut.
so it is.
That we can be sure of at least.
Why do I feel like something's not right here?
I should like the jury weigh in on this matter, I think.
Seriously, what are you drinking?
What measures are the house equipment used to maintain the smooth running of the carriage? Those rules state that omnibuses should be properly and fully equipped at all times. So certainly wouldn't have been empty and then in question.
Football isn't that irresponsible.
But money-lending fleets and the pickpockets are lying!
Damn it! Ah! I can't believe I was nearly taken in. Stinking rich, I always stinkers. Nothing but cowards, a lot of them. What? Oh no. The check! Of course it's a check!
What so? I must concur here.
Damn it.
With calm, calculated reasoning, one arrives clearly at the truth every time.
Yes, but every time a different truth, it seems.
My lord, I humbly exhibit the scales of justice. Clearly, a verdict of not guilty this time would be wholly inappropriate.
Thank you, counsel. Before proceeding further, there's the matter of the outstanding cross-examination. Counsel for the defense, begin questioning the witness, please.
Hold on, I'm curious. I'm too curious right now. It wasn't empty!
I don't know if giving this answer is helping my case as counsel for the defense. As far as I remember, at least. I first examined the compartment. I'm fairly certain there were a number of articles inside it, yes. But I actually have...
Are you sure, counsel?
Ah, be with... What? What is that now, you doctor? I know you want a mouse out here!
What game are you playing? Your task is to defend the man in the stand. Why did you say something to compromise his position?
As the advocate for the defense in this trial, I confess I'm still not entirely sure where I stand. It seems to me I should stick with facts I do know as clearly and honestly as possible.
Could I actually have looked? Did I see before? I don't remember anymore! Interesting.
Get together, please, then, fella! Certainly telling you the truth, Mr. McGilded. Well, don't forget that you're supposed to represent my best interest here, lad! Now then. Those memories are a curious thing and not altogether reliable. Now the comments consider facts. That there cubby hole in the seat is as empty as the devil's heart, so it is. You think that perhaps it would be in your best interest now to admit you might have been mistaken? Why? Why do I feel like something's not right here?
There we go. That's making me think I could have examined that before and it would have been full. Like I said, I don't remember if I even did examine it in the first place.
Counsel for the defense, begin questioning the witness, please.
Yes, my lord. What just happened? The balance of the trial just shifted almost beyond recognition. The Reaper of the Bailey is at work, it would seem.
Now I find myself wondering if I would have gotten different dialogue if I'd stuck to, the other answer, though. At least later on. Might not appear right away, but let's at least get through this first.
Those things had a carriage before they hooked up the horses, just like always.
Hold it!
I'm having a hard time trying to figure out how to differentiate Gina and McGilded.
You're reading the omnibus before you even set off on its run? Well, yeah. I mean, what's the point of spending a Joey to make a few bob, eh? That's a rum idea, isn't it?
Well, she means there's no point spending money to make money. It actually makes sense.
Also, may I remind you this girl's a petty thief. Kindly refrain from entertaining her tenants.
Well, it does clear up the little mystery of the fares and all. All paying passengers at 5 pence apiece, making the 20 to which the cat has been testified. And one will escape Grace ran for free. The red coin of the driver always goes for some grub before his last run, see? That's why I slipped into the carriage and get me so hidden in the seat. Nice and easy, right?
Your hiding place is a storage compartment. Full of equipment for the coach, no.
Yeah, there's brushes and buckets and whatnot in there, sure. I always check all that out and cram it in a corner somewhere. No one ever seems to bother much.
Yeah, according to the report filed by the police officer who first arrived at the scene, the compartment was full of such paraphernalia.
Well, I don't know nothing about that. Like I said, I moved all that stuff out so I could add under the seat. That's all I can tell you.
Seems we've reached the end of that line of inquiry. Continue.
It was a right old waste of time. I had nothing to show for my troubles that night.
Hold it!
Waste of time? Why is that? Well, most nights I'm on me own the God permit at least some of the time.
I beg your pardon. Did you say God permit?
Oh yeah, well that's what my kind call it. You'd say the omnibus, I suppose. The point is, ain't no one run the carriage, ain't got no one in for a while. And that's where you come out of your hiding place and get away?
I feel like I've flipped through at least like 4 different voices for this girl so far.
That's it, only that night. This cove was sat on me seat from the start. He didn't budge the whole way, did he? Not 1 inch. I was totally stuck.
You mean to tell us that you were present in the carriage for the duration? You were under the seat the entire time while events unfolded in the enclosed cabin.
Yeah, right, mister. Be sad, sir. I was as shocked as anyone. You don't expect to lift the cushion you've been sat on and find a child now, do you?
So this Mrs. Straight couldn't possibly be the culprit then.
I'll tell you, can't see a blind thing in the hiding place. It's pitch in there.
Hold it!
You can see out into the cabin at all? No, John. Most days I push the cushion up with me and look out the crack. I can have a butcher say who I'm gonna fiddle. Now you're a pickpocket, not a butcher. I mean, I can have a look. See, I get under as plush as the other ones, see? Most of the time, the passengers plan themselves opposite. For some reason, that night, this here Irishman set the whole journey right over me head. For that reason, you were able to push the cushion up to peek out, I see. Truth is, I ain't too happy in small, dark places. Feels too much like being thrown in the clink. But the only place that I in them carriages, so it's opposite's choice. This is just stick to picking people's pockets in the open, then. There's some reason she's not laying on, judging from her demeanor. So anyway, I was a bit scared, but I had to just stick it out under there. Nothing else for it. After a while, I heard this loud bang. Then it jumped out my skin, I did. The screen just came out.
Hold it!
When you say a loud bang, do you mean the noise of someone falling to the floor? Could have been, I suppose. I don't remember so well. Point is, it made me jump. And a little scream involuntarily. That's right. And I felt the cushion over my head get lighter all of a sudden. It's only when the defendant got up in order to help the victim, yes.
Or not. It could equally have been the moment the accused stood in order to stab his victim, but not.
Well, girl, did you see what happened at that crucial moment?
I saw it. I pushed at the cushion and act quick butchers while I had the chance, didn't I? Ashman was sitting at the block while I'd fallen on the floor, and it's the opposite. I imagine it's Mr. McGillicuddy's account, of course. But then the fellow suddenly turns around and looks right at me. I sunk back down again, but it was too late by then. I should never have risked looking. Because of that, the swell found me. It did help me get with mine.
Hold it!
And when Mr. McGillicuddy discovered you, he pulled you out from your hiding place? How scared stiff I was. He grabbed me out and set me down on the seat and all. Except victim Mr. Mason. Yeah, the bull got a knife in his guts. He was still bleeding. The carriage lurched a bit and he ended up falling on. What? Ugh, how awful. Both my hands got covered in blood. Made me feel sick as a dog. So that explains the blood in your hands, at least. So, your hands covered in blood. That must be what the rooftop passenger saw. After that, I believe you talked to Mr. McGillicuddy for a while. Is that correct? He asked me some stuff. Wanted to know me name and what I was up to and all that. I heard something from above. Someone screamed.
Yeah, it's just the first on the roof deck, one would presume.
I didn't want no one to see me face, so I didn't look up. And the orders were drawn smartish, and this here Irishman says to me, "Get back into the seat. I'll see you can get away later." All 6 members of the jury decided the defendant was innocent. For one brief shining moment, yes. The other Earl's still very unsure. If just find some conclusive piece of evidence among this new testimony, I'm sure we'll clinch the victory for we want. Yes, I think you're right. I have this feeling. Something's bothering me. I just can't quite put my finger on it. What the hell?
I have no clue.
Hold it!
Do you really have... I mean, if it's a loud bang... Yeah, I have no clue.
Hold it!
Let me look through these again and see if anything changes.
no.
Oh, here we go.
Excuse me.
Something wrong, Mr. McGilded? Oh, I do apologize. This isn't the matter, Counsel. I was just wondering if Miss Lestreet's last comment made something occur to you, perhaps? Seems to be thinking something to yourself. Oh, no. It was nothing important. Oh, feeling bad for the poor lass is all. I remember feeling desperate myself as a young lad, shut up in the dark. It was terrifying, so it was. You see, yes, I'm sure we can all sympathize. I'm so scared of the dark now. I don't know about yourself, but I find that the darkness seems to make everything you hear seem that much louder as well. Yeah. I suppose it does, maybe. It's Lestrade. You hear something that night? Anything? An unusual noise, perhaps? Nah, not really. All I could hear was the Irishman snoring. Jabbers! This don't need the whole world of his foibles, you little skimp! A pity. When Mrs. Lestrade had heard something, it might have given us a vital new clue. Yes. What do we make of that last statement of hers?
It's important, sure.
My lord! I believe the statement just made by the witness is profoundly important.
Probably important, but all she said was that she heard nothing.
Yes, which is a profoundly important point. I'm almost sure of it.
I'm almost sure I don't understand the inner workings of your Eastern Mind Council. Racism. Nevertheless, Mr. Lestrade, will supplement your formal testimony by repeating that last statement, please.
What? Supplement? What do you want about? Don't give me all your fancy talk. I know what you're trying to do, but it won't work on me.
That's right, insult the judge. Always a good move.
Shame he used to work out what was going on, but all I could hear was snoring.
Hold it!
You're trying to hear what was happening the entire time, since the moment you hit yourself. Not exactly, no. Sorry. Well, there was no one in the cabin to start with. I could just push the curtain up and have a butcher to see what was what. Then when I saw the swill getting on, it got me head down so he didn't notice me. Mr. McGillis sat on the seat under which you were hiding, correct? Yeah! I didn't even, eh? What mug!
What?
All I could do was listen. We had to jump out of there as soon as I heard him leave, see? Would he? Not likely. You know, we stopped here and there and never heard the door open. I just had to stay point and listen to him driving his pigs to market. Staring like an old dog he was. Any conclusion we can draw from that, wonder?
Hold up. Never heard the door open. McGillis was one of the first people on the omnibus after her. So when the hell did the victim get in?
It's Lestrade! What you've just told the court! It's clearly at odds with the facts!
At odds? Are you sure, man?
Absolutely!
Means my learned Nipponi's friend is not as dull-witted as I feared.
The Fanatics realized it too!
Counsel, I must insist that you bolster your claim with evidence, with some complicit party's name at the very least.
Yes, my lord!
It's for you demonstrates the alleged contradiction of the court.
William was straight while she was hiding in the omnibus at night. She heard nothing but the sound of Mr. McGillis snoring. But think, Renoski, think! Something else she should have heard!
The victim getting in?
Very well, my lord, let me elaborate. A particular sound that Miss Lestrade could not have failed to hear on the name in question. I'm very clearly explained by the presence of the following person.
Grace fired Mason.
Yes, my lord. That name Mr. Street cannot fail to hear. That the victim, Mr. Mason, boarding the omnibus!
Order! Order! Explain your reasoning, counsel.
Mr. Street, allow me to confirm something. You claimed earlier that you were the first person on board the omnibus. Is that correct? Yeah, of course I was. I got out while the driver was in the pub, didn't I? And the next person on board the omnibus was Mr. McGilded. Yeah, it was. I still was in the cab when I climbed aboard. At least now in plain sight. So you were to all intents and purposes alone in the enclosed cabin in the omnibus at that time. Yeah, not to say as much. I wasn't traveling with anyone else, if that's what you mean. Yeah, I saw him get on, remember? The cracking in the seat cushion. He was on his own for sure. And from what we've heard, the carriage made a number of stops on its onward journey. During which time did you not hear the door opening or closing at all? Nah, I never heard it. That's exactly what I was listening for, weren't it? Waiting for the swill to leave. In which case, when and how did the victim end up in the carriage? Oh! We know that the victim collapsed inside the enclosed cabin of the omnibus. Therefore, Miss Lestray's statement about what she did or did not hear is at odds with the facts. Ah! Yes, this petty thief's statement was clearly flawed.
Lord Van Zeeks.
Yes, he knew. He knew all too well that there was an inconsistency in Miss Lestray's statement. You're seeing words of thanks are in order for my learned friend. What are you talking about? You have demonstrated matters impeccably. This witness and her colorful statement are entirely unreliable. Her words are convenient untruths, nothing more. Is that right? The victim possibly not boarded the omnibus. That makes no sense whatsoever.
This girl is a pickpocket. Let's not forget that.
Wait, Granny, what are you doing? What the? You didn't even say anything. Come on! Ah! She didn't even say anything. I didn't want to judge the dear little mite just because she has some rather naughty ways. I must say, I can't buy liars.
Neither can I.
Mr. Foreman!
I don't want Judge to go just because she has some less than salubrious ways. I must say, cannot buy liars.
Oh boy. Ah! It's not a whole. 5 jury members lean towards guilty. Well, your consideration for others is refreshing, my Nipponese friend. The considerable troubles you have spared me. I always drink 17 glasses of blood during every trial. Yes, very refreshing. Ah! Ah! Why are you playing that? Are you forgetting you want to fight your useless season admin? This is carnage. It's perfect.
You gonna also vote guilty so we can get onto a judicial review?
Jury number 2 is the only one left. It's not whole. The way this is going. No, if we can't find some way to convince everyone Mr. McGill's innocence, Judge Rule will have lost. I very much wanted to believe the words of one of London's most respected gentlemen, but those of us in service know we must accept hard truths.
Here we go. Time for another. No?
Yes, witness's last statement seems to reveal a critical inconsistency in her story. However, if we consider the possibility that her statement is in fact the truth, it may shed an entirely new light in this whole case. What are you saying? Counsel! I'm sorry, sir. Whatever do you mean?
Also, I'll not tolerate you attempting to prorogue my education. Prorogue? Blow yourself at once.
The accused boarded the omnibus on the night in question. The victim was nowhere to be seen. Subsequently, the carriage door was not heard opening a single time, as testified by the witnesses in the stand.
If the carriage door never opened, I mean that does make sense. If the carriage door never opened, then maybe he found the body in with the other. Hold up. Hold up, I need to check something. I don't think I thought to check this before. Nothing. No cubby hole in this one. Just the one.
You know, the victim's body was found inside the carriage.
If this petty thief's words are to be believed, how do you explain the victim's miraculous appearance in the cabin of the omnibus? There's only one way to explain how the victim came to be inside the carriage. The first thought is that he was already there, but my initial theory that he was just in the he was in the compartment for the other chairs going off the window, since there wasn't another compartment. One last thing I want to check. Wait a minute. Whoop, no. No. Don't want to go in here again. I think I see, like, yeah, I think that's the thing to open the skylight. Another entrance? Skylight? The door wasn't opened even once. The only explanation is that the victim entered the enclosed cabin some other way.
Objection!
I wondered what new fantasy you would come up with in your blind panic. Behold, the omnibus is here for all to see. Only one side of the enclosed cabin is furnished with a door. The other has only windows. Fixed windows which cannot possibly open. In short, there's no entrance to the cabin other than the door. But there could be! There's one possibility you haven't considered. Oh, really? Yes, one other way inside that isn't the door. Another opening, the use of which will allow the victim to appear inside the enclosed cabin.
Alright, counsel. The defense will identify the location for the court. Here's the omnibus on which the incident occurred. Where known as this entrance by which you propose the victim entered the cabin?
Skylight.
Take that!
The answer is obvious. It can only have been the skylight.
I say, the skylight!
Objection!
Your ludicrous proposal almost has me lost for words. However,
Objection!
skylight may well be large enough for someone to pass through.
Objection!
So you claim. Do you have a shred of evidence to support your idle-brain theory? Both Mr. McGill and Mrs. Street said the same in their testimonies.
Each claimed to have heard a loud thud such as the noise made by someone falling to the floor.
Yes, which has already been explained. As the sound of the victim falling from his seat having been assaulted with the dagger.
Yes, it has, but would man slipping from the seat onto the floor really have made such a loud noise as the witnesses describe? A noise loud enough to cause Miss Lestrade a loud, involuntary cry, in fact.
But good gracious!
Perhaps, in fact, gravity had a part to play in all this. That was the moment that the victim made his entrance into the cabin. No, let me rephrase that. The victim didn't enter the cabin as such. He fell into it!
Objection!
You're now suggesting that the victim fell from the skylight into the cabin.
That's simply impossible! How can you be so sure? Because if the victim had fallen inside through the skylight, as you say, passengers on the roof deck would have seen it happen. And yet not one person made mention of such events in their testimony. Yes, that's true, but...
Oh?
A humble fella, make a wee comment here. Mr. McGilden? To be sure now, the two fellows who were sat on the roof that testified afore said that the victim fallen through the skylight. But it seems to me, my lord, that 'tis not so much a case of them not saying, but...
They never got asked?
Hey! It's a case of them being unable to say. What? I think perhaps the two fellas... you'd be having something of a compelling reason not to mention what happened. Would you not agree, fine ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
I mean, Bruce Fairplay does kind of have a vested interest in seeing McGilden hang for the crime. So it makes sense if he lied about it.
Oh my goodness, surely not. There's a chest on the roof!
You mean the ones who stuck that knife into the man were...
Ah!
Oh? Just what exactly are you insinuating here, you blubberer?
What? What are you doing?
What the fuck?
You rudder, he said, you rudder! What are you insinuating?
This is a flaming outrage! I've got a good mind to give you a blinker in a minute! He's a whore! He's a house! Horse house! He's a horse house! He's the carriage. He's a 1900s RV trailer park thing. RV, whatever you call it. RV trailer, something like that. House horse. The 1900s equivalent of a house horse. That would be RV, wouldn't it?
Let me shine at me, he said, and so will I! Mr. Fairplay!
You're accusing me of saying gentleman, well-respected banker!
And me, a very ugly hatter!
Also, I guess, no, you're not hiding a ponytail underneath that hat, so... That was the thing I meant to check before, but didn't, so... Your hat's just very your hair is just very fluffy, I guess. Your hat keeps falling off like that. So that's only me go stab that man in the guts, it's a disgrace! It's scandalous! Ah! I protest in the strongest possible terms!
That's right, I protest too! Are you round scoundrel?
Hola! 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 This is not the time, witnesses! We'll not permit this wanton invasion of the stand! Turn the ante room at once! But there's beyond reason, my lord! Ah, it's outrageous!
It's very hurtful, you know!
Now, lady, a horse, hey? Oh my god. I'm still wondering what the hell the name is for, then. Well, we haven't gotten any... I mean, the trial's still going. We could still get, like, the big reveal that Mr. Lady is a Miss Lady. My lord, if I may comment. Go ahead, Lord Van Seeks. There's a defense outside this outburst from the witnesses.
I learned from the scene fit to abandon all protocol and accuse the witnesses without proof. You've not been to a lot of Ace Attorney. I mean, I guess this is your first stint as prosecutor for a Ace Attorney style case, but trust me, accusing witnesses with or without proof is standard play here, my friend.
Accused? I never intended to.
It seems, young Nipponese, that your command of the English tongue is wanting. The proposes court that the victim fell through the skylight from the roof deck on the omnibus. The hypothesis cannot possibly stand without the rooftop passengers being aware of the events. You have branded these gentlemen liars. You have imitated their criminal guilt. Intimated? Whatever. Now, British courts of law says was termed a baseless accusation.
I was rash to put this idea forward without any actual evidence, but can't you just dismiss it without a second thought?
What are we wasting time for? Testify!
I thought there was something fishy about that half of the moment I laid eyes on the phone. I mean, I kind of agree, but we're just in this bathroom now, one way or another.
There's filth and rubbish in our midst. We must dispose of it at once. What's happening? It's not a holo. Spectators in the public gallery they're in complete frenzy.
The fair play, Mr. First. My lord. You will take the stand and make another formal testimony. Reference the indictment brought by the defense. Yes, my lord.
I didn't come here for this. I'm trying to think this through. All I can do is keep pushing forward. Keeping pushing forward.
I don't think that was proper grammar.
Hearing the accusation.
We were the only two people up on that roof deck. They're alive. I swear to that.
Maybe it happened what we were saying. Don't you think one of the other of us would have noticed?
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. We have no reason to kill the man.
Skylar's just the entire time I tell you. Could possibly have opened it.
You're so sure the victim fell through the skylight. Where's your proof? I must say that on listening to this testimony, it is somewhat hard to imagine. Either witness could have performed any malevolent act on this open rooftop deck, without the other noticing forthwith.
Well, like I said, Bruce Fairplace has very good reason to see McGilded hang for the crime. If Lee decided to kill the person and convinced Bruce to go along with it...
That's right, you see!
What did I tell you? Well, logically, of course, the argument falls down if the two of you were in collusion with one another.
What?
According to investigations by Scotland Yard, the two witnesses share no common dealings.
Ha! I don't trust coppers any more than I trust the stinking rich! Something doesn't feel right here. All is going in our favor, really. So why do I feel so uneasy?
Also for the defense, over to you. Cross-examination, please.
Oh, yes, my lord!
Hearing the accusation.
We're only two people up on that roof deck. They're alive! I swear to that!
But no time did the victim, Mr. Mason, climb up to join you on the roof deck.
Absolutely not! Dickin'!
No question about it, he said, not at all! Oh, but yes, of course. I remember seeing them both. I thought the victim said the cool cabin talking with this man here!
This is true, Mr. McGilded.
Hear me, my lord, at the risk of repeating myself. Board the omnibus alone, and I off inside almost immediately.
That's an outright lie! That you were engaged in!
Let me stop you there, fella, and ask. Do you have any evidence at all? Do you have any evidence at all?
Oh!
It's all about evidence in the courts these days, so it is. You did well to remember that.
Ah! I saw you with my own eyes!
This is going so well.
Anything happened when we were singing? Don't you think one or the other of us would have noticed?
Hold it!
Well, it was on the final run of the omnibus at past 10 o'clock in the evening. It certainly had been quite dark. Perhaps too dark to see clearly.
Is this some kind of a lark?
Isn't that a joke he said? Is that what it is?
Perhaps one or the other of you fell asleep briefly?
What are you fair dinkum, sir?
Are you serious, sir? That's what he said. It's impossible to tell you.
I'll give you the keys to the vault if you can fall asleep in that bitter cold. If you didn't manage your eyes with a free shut, you never open them again.
That's extreme.
It was extreme, I tell you. You didn't put up with it because this man locked the door. I sure Joe would have unlocked it and let me in when I knocked. I'm terribly sorry about that, young fella. You see, I was away with the fairies and I didn't hear you at all. That's a lie! I saw you through the glass! You're talking to someone!
Hmm?
Now, just a cold night, so it was. People do be seeing things that aren't real in the cold. It's hardly surprising.
It's so weird to see him in, like, that dumbass horse pose. Just dead stopped.
See things! See things!
I believe we've reached an impasse here on this particular point.
You! Don't take it personally now, lad.
I'm a suspect in this case, since it's only fair that you and the other fiend are too.
Open and free competition is what capitalist society is all about. This is a competition I'd like to be involved in, really.
In any case, neither of us know the first thing about the victim. With no reason to kill the man.
Hold it!
No, you had never met Mr. Thrace-fired Mason before?
Oh, Lunny! No! Not once! Never!
He never met the man before, he said! Never!
And you, Mr. First, had no prior dealings with the victim either?
Sorry, sir. Hasn't had much to do with brickmakers, to be perfectly honest, sir.
No, I imagine not. You see, how many different ways can I put this? None of us have the most connection to the gentleman was.
Hmm.
None of us have the most connection to the gentleman was inside the cabin.
I'll have to keep this one in the back of my mind.
That's right, this is about motive. We had none.
No motive, hmm?
Well, that's not all, is it? Skylight was shut the entire time, I tell you. We couldn't possibly have opened it.
Hold it!
Are you quite certain about that? That the skylight was shut the entire time?
I'm going to lose my blood with you in a minute!
He's going to lose his rag with you in a minute. That's what he said.
Take a look for yourself. Go on! You see? It's shut fast now, just like it was on the night.
That is, of course. Fellow assassin Mr. Mason could likely break right through it still and all.
There's clearly a catch, guys! What?
Just looking at the size of the thing, you understand.
Now hold on there a minute, sir! The size of the thing means nothing! No, that's all. Let's get to the bigger picture here, shall we?
Let's not bang your cane, shall we? Sir, your teeth are going... You're absolutely going to damage your teeth. You might have to get it pulled out. If someone decides to slip Curare into your drink, you might be dead, man.
I was riding on the bus on another occasion when, light broke when, well...
I'm sorry, did you just admit to farting in this court? This is an unexpected confession, Mr. First.
Oh, I just meant to say, well, the point is, trying to open the skylight, you see? But, just my luck, I couldn't make it budge. The stench was terrible. Everyone was looking daggers at me, sir. What do you mean, everyone? We've been one man! I was looking daggers at me, sir. I was as rogue as I did.
Are you expecting me to sentence you?
Oh, no, sir. The point is, skylight can't be open. I tried when I was inside the cabin machine.
Wait a minute, hold on. Oh, no, wait. Another occasion, you said. Let me go through the rest of these first. Skylight doesn't open, you say. Well, it doesn't open from the inside, for sure, but...
So that proves it! Could have kicked the victim down in the cabin before I could tell you.
Neither of us could!
Have you mentioned anything about kicking anyone?
Like I said, these details are little nuggets at best. Some other one we should be looking for. You're so sure the victim fell through the skylight. Where's your proof?
Hold it!
Proof. Westbrook, I demand to hear it!
You didn't say what you thought I'd tell you! Not for this!
You call us both shookers! Brands as criminals! Tracers? Excuse me. When I typed to find shaker, it says Australian slang, a worthless thing or person, especially a swindler. An unprotective claim or mine, a duffer. If you call it shaker, does that mean he's Australian? Vernon, come pick up your countrymen!
Those liars, that's what he means! The accused officer is doing us! Understands the moment, huh? There's no hard evidence that incriminates yourselves, now is there? I think we're in much the same position as one another here.
Ah!
Don't crack this case soon, he'll crack his teeth.
I wonder if these two men really were involved in some way.
I didn't say, I mean, I don't really know anything about them, do I? Well, by the same token, I don't really know anything about Mr. McGillicuddy either. It's hard to know what to believe here.
Just try to remember that it's evidence alone that can truly determine the outcome of a trial.
Evidence?
No one can argue against decisive evidence, including the members of the jury.
You're saying that what we need now is to find a conclusive piece of evidence?
Yes, Mr. Naruhodo, precisely. Then what about those interjections, I wonder?
Hold it! Well, no.
None of us have the most connection to the gentlemen who were inside the cabin! Well, I mean, two of you weren't. I mean, Mr. Fairplay, you and Mason were both seemingly in debt to, Mr. McGillicuddy.
Excuse me.
Mr. McGillicuddy?
Yes, counsel. What can I be doing for you? What can I do you for?
Well, this is the last thing to give you pause for thought somehow.
That's the remote connection? Is that right now? I wonder.
What do you say right now?
Ah, Mr. Fairplay. That's been too long, so it has.
Eh?
If I'm not very much mistaken, I believe 'tis fast approaching, is it not? Your payment date.
Ah! I beg your pardon!
You borrowed 20 guineas from me, sir.
An unconscionable rate of interest! You tricked me! It's extortion!
Well now, is that a touch of begrudgery, is it? Or begrudgery that might motivate a fellow to pass his crimes off on another.
Ah!
And young Mr. First. Me, sir? What do you want with me, sir? You do be making hats for a living, do you not? That's their top hat sign up out on your head. That way your own creations, is it? Oh, well, I'm still just an apprentice, you mind? You understand? I'm going to find the perfect fit for whatever fine gent walks through the door. The perfect fit, is it? Well, it is a very distinctive design, so it is. Hey, customers, like I tell you, they like the distinctive touch! Customers, such as thrice-fired Mason.
It's a very similar style. I never even thought of that.
vulgar the victim submitted as evidence for, my lord.
Oh, this you mean?
I can't think that the poor fellow's hat looks distinctly familiar, wouldn't you say? Oh! That's one of my hats! Aye, there it is. So seeing the brickmaker was a customer of yours. Not a customer, I wager you could have had a weak quarrel with over the distinctiveness of the goods.
Oh, no, sir! Absolutely not, sir!
Well, there's really nothing more to add. Wouldn't be right to say that the two fellas here having the most connection to the victim, you see. I rest my case.
He's got a point.
Oh, you little weasel! Ah!
Better this than I am.
Gosh, Mr. McGill has certainly been thorough in his Mr. McGill has certainly been thorough in his research, hasn't he?
Please, don't let me lose the direction hold of the proceedings.
Achievement unlocked, Hat Hunter!
Hold it!
That's certainly a lot to chew on, especially about the hat. This definitely seems like the more pertinent information. Definitely can't open it from the inside, but outside, that's going to be a bigger problem.
Wait, that ain't... Excuse me!
Manji, give us something here.
You have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade!
It opens.
Scarlet, that's what we're talking about, right?
Excuse me. Excuse me! Excuse me! Can you put the gun away? Don't shoot me! Come on!
All them skylights open dead easy. Or you can load that weapon? That's a lie, I tell you! Oh, I broke when I... Can't do it from inside, you mug! Oh! Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof deck of one of them drags. And I agree all. I mean, I had persons coming out me ears.
This is straight! This is not the forum to be loot! Take it to a different forum! Take it to a different forum, Miss Lestrade! Take it to our pickpockets or some shit! This is not the forum to be loot, guys! Hold on. Man, I'm getting all the $5 old words today, huh? Eulogizing. To praise highly in speech or writing, especially in a formal eulogy? Yeah, there we go. I misspelled it a little before. Garunda present participle. Eulogize. Is eulogize, okay. There's nothing for me eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Our pickpockets, yes! I had a bit of a scare. I lifted the last bloke's purse. He got wise to me.
All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't hop off the bus and leg it.
What I did was I used the skylight from the catch and shipped right through. What? Yeah, the catch from the skylight is on the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin. Skylight opens from the roof deck?
Bailiff! Climb up on the roof of the omnibus at once and verify witnesses' claims! We finally found the catch! My god, it's only been like over half an hour of testifying.
Oh, my hat!
Shoot them! See? Order! 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 So the Princess Street Girl's statement is quite true.
I don't believe it. Sky opens from the roof deck.
There's the catch. Literally. That's a pretty good one.
Naruto, give me the clue we've been looking for.
Whoa! Helpful defense, please continue with the cross-examination.
Yes, my lord. The sky opens. Guess I should investigate for myself.
So now I just have to present. So we'll actually like be like, hey, yeah, look at this catch. Funny how we didn't notice that before, huh?
The sky was fastened shut before. Now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it.
Well, in any case, we definitely proved it could have been opened.
Objection!
Game I call bullshit. Damning you. Wait, hold on.
There is a damning inconsistency, that last statement.
Damning, you say? As I look at you, Counsel, I see your trembling hand, your pallid expression on your perspiring brow.
Huh?
It seems to me that's the damning inconsistency here. The misplaced confidence of your assertion. Game I call bullshit, we literally just explained it could have been opened!
Here's a damning tongue.
Invite, sir.
What the hell?
Hold it!
Well, we know now that the skylight does in fact open. What's more, the catch that secures it is found on the roof deck side.
This is getting flaming onkus!
This is getting absurd, he said! Completely absurd!
That's right, now there's even no sky air catch! If we didn't know, we could have opened it! And we did know it, we could have kicked the fall down!
Please, where is this idea about kicking the victim through the skylight coming from? What inside these characters anyway? Facing not being able to open the skylight from the inside! Oh, breaking wind! Did they think about that? No point having a skylight against baby embarrassment, is there?
We're really getting off a topic here. You actually have a point, Prey, to enlighten the rest of us. I'll tell you what my point is!
Hold it!
Does it give me different dialogue here now? No.
Alright.
Hold it!
Here's some other... do you want me to do next now, then? The question is, what does it want me to do next now? If just presenting the fact that, yes, you can open the omnibus from the outside isn't enough. The only other thing I can think of is maybe present the omnibus on this statement instead, since there was blood, like, pretty much on the area right below the skylight, right? So. Wait a minute! Yes, it does open very wide, doesn't it? I enough to kick someone like you through, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. Why someone like me? Ah! What is it? Look, just here. Look at this. That's a question! Blood. How would there be a blood stain there? Surely, it can't be unrelated to the case, can it? There's a blood stain visible in the frame of the skylight when it's open. You want your proof? Here's your proof!
Objection!
On the main question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed through the skylight into the cabin below. Those are the facts. And the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands for sitting in this very courtroom. What? That's utter humbug! Ah! You can't possibly have any evidence! No, you can't! I mean, do I tell you? It's impossible! Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom. Counsel? My lord? I believe everyone would appreciate a little clarification here. Where exactly within the omnibus is this evidence to which you allude? We'll point out ways that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight.
Got it!
By Jupiter! Is that blood? Ah!
This blood stain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight of the omnibus was open.
What?
And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh boy! And so it follows that Mr. McGillet, who was inside the closed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime! No! Order! Order! Order!
Hold it!
What? But the blood curve is right up there with the blood curve right up there with the fellow status on the cabin!
The only fast way to that one particular spot on the skylight. Yeah, that would be very convenient.
Ah!
And let's keep in mind the skylight catch can only be fastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But there's no way to know for certain, is there? Does it really fell through the skylight, I mean? I have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the two seats, Mr. First. It's all too plain, if you see. There's the accident that shows the poor fella shot from a fair height right there, so it is.
What? No!
But it can't be! It's so... Lie!
My fellow jury members! I think we all agree that this is a clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we?
I believe we can, yes, sir. It's clear to me now where the filthy rubbish can be found in this courtroom.
So, they thought they pulled a wool over my eyes, did they?
Oh, tolerating that kills charges being sullied with blood! I won't tolerate it!
Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
On three, everyone! 1, 2,
3!
Objection!
Come on! Chilling performance, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, and what do you be referring to then, Lord Van Zeeks?
Bloodstain in the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void. Excuse?
What? Why?
For one extremely simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
What?
Objection!
What are you talking about? They're for all to see! That's clearly blood!
Objection!
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officer's involvement over the carriage with a fine-toothed comb. So I can see with absolute certainty. Certainty?
Yeah, imagine it's just a older form of certainty, but... Surety. Person who takes responsibility for another performance of an undertaking. For example, they're appearing in court with the payment of a debt.
No such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least, not until this trial began. I would have laughed it all up if there was.
But are you suggesting Lord Van Zeeks that the stain of blood was
fabricated, my lord? Yes, and while this court has been in session.
What? What pal?
You people are just gonna keep making me pull out my phone dictionary, aren't you? What the hell?
Palaver. What palaver?
Unnecessary, elaborate, or complex procedure.
Let's say, they didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor of your standard, Lord Van Zeeks. That man has been gilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his bad contributions to the public life.
Get used to it, yeah. We're getting all the old antiquated language in this LP, stream, whatever you want to call it, series, game, whatever! We're getting all the old words! Keep your dictionaries handy, folks!
I'll take kindly to slander, and I'll fight to the fair end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature. You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. Too bad you still got your own hands dirty picking up the course like a dumbass. And each time it happens, that case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts.
That the facts? What does that even mean?
When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilded's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir. He's gonna insinuate that, in addition to getting rid of all of the, stuff that was inside the carriage, he also paid Gino off to, put blood in place. Put blood... That would take an incredible amount of foresight, wouldn't it?
Tut, Lord Van Zeeks. This is not due to be sure. Well, now, counsel. Oh, no! I think it's fair to say, this all does sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood in the sky didn't exist, you say?
Nobody could have checked that one.
But if you well cast your minds back, isn't that true the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How can anyone possibly put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing? Is that right now, counsel?
True. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time that course been in session. My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words. As you wish. Will not tamper with the omnibus during this trial? You're asking me, I think.
Well, unfortunately, there was a big diversion earlier. For sure.
Big diversion, big smokescreen, possible collusion between an incredibly rich man and a street rat with a smoke grenade gun? Nah.
You're all right, Mr. Naruhodo. You've fallen silent. I want to say that's out of the question. I mean, it has to be, doesn't it? But for some reason, I just can't bring myself to say it. The omnibus was in full view of everyone in the courtroom the entire time. It is out of the question that someone could have tampered with it, surely, isn't it? Oh my, you don't think... it actually have been possible? Defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, it feels like there's something even more important at stake here. There's no evidence that suggests that the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh! Good gracious! Explain yourself, counsel!
Yes, there is. Seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this seat.
Seat?
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly. The recess that we were forced to take. As a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand whose funeral strayed. Bang! Bang bang! What's going on?
Careful, Mr. Naruhodo, cover your face! Bailiff, don't let the accused escape! Secure the omnibus! Hereby call an emergency recess! Bailiff, sure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom!
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave this chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus.
Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, you run, feckless Gorger?
Feckless? Gorger?
You're supposed to be defending me! There's a wicked plot! There's a plot and let me still it in!
Objection!
Whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. This courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade. A number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies, such as...
Start with the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. Police investigated the omnibus. This compartment was full of the driver's items. Only we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I have said, this was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
Unfortunately, Lord Van Zeeks, no one was able to corroborate your claims.
It's true. The omnibus was first wheeled out. Both the storage compartment and the skylight were shut.
Importantly, I'm afraid to say, not established with any certainty this evidence is the result of tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think? Sorry? About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus?
I'm gonna think on this on my own time because I have to end. It's getting to be 3 o'clock real soon. I don't want to cut it as close as I did last time. I'm going to go ahead and find somebody to raid right now. I certainly do have options. I have a couple of I have a couple of options at least. I wonder also if I really shouldn't be risking looking at yeah, no, you know what? I don't want to risk looking through the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles being played on Twitch right now. Let me just go ahead and close this. Really is only Moth or a rat for today, huh? Alright. Already raided Bell twice before, so let's go raid Mari. Alright, everyone. Thank you for joining me for more Great Ace Attorney. We are going to be raiding a Moth. I am getting hungry, so I think I will find myself something to eat now. Might need to get away from... Okay, that's enough dumb jokes. Let's go raid Mari. Let's go raid a Moth artist friend. Friend of a friend at the absolute least. Thank you everyone for joining me. Next week, more Great Ace Attorney. And I might do... Thanks for the British, yeah. I might do Persona 4 this Saturday. Kind of, some things kind of came up yesterday night, so I decided not to, stream Persona 4. But Saturday, I might do Saturday instead. Thanks everyone for joining me. I hope to see you for the next stream. See you then.